Hello and welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends. Get your Game Awards 2021 recap reactions podcast. Goodness. My name's Sean Blythe. Joining me to discuss the Game Awards 2021, Usher Hellblade.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here.
Eh?
Not really. I don't know, just more tired than anything else. You know, that was a lot. Was it?
I mean, we only went for 10 hours, so you had
only 3 awards were presented.
Yeah. It's a trailer show. I don't think it says Game Awards in the title at all. Kieran Marchant's also here.
I think it does say Game Awards in the title.
Are you sure?
You know what shits me though is that every time I search for it, I search for Video Game Awards. It's not the Video Game Awards; it's just the Game Awards. And
since when has it ever been? Well, called
maybe we should.
I don't know.
Maybe we should start the Video Game Awards.
Maybe we should.
Maybe.
And actually give awards.
We could.
Someone should do it right.
Actually, also give awards appropriately and not to poorly written games about very poor
don't jump
relationship advice.
All right, so the whole episode, of course, today is about the Game Awards. So let's we'll run down for all the winners in a second and get full reactions to those, and then of course we'll go through all the trailers and talk about those. But Ash, overall thoughts on the show this year? 8th show, I think it was.
It was long,
and
it was probably front heavy. Had a lot of big announcements and the more flashy things and probably the things where most people are going to care about that's new was at the front end. Of course, we had Elden Ring at the end, but we've seen that game a heap. It's out in 2 months. Why are people still going gaga over it?
It was the most story-based trailer, to be fair.
Doesn't matter. And then, it was just, I think, I don't know. It felt like the abs were more obnoxious this year. Like, it was like more prevalent. And they kept cutting back to different people and trying to make you interact online and stuff. It's like,
you need to go find that picture of Jeff Keighley next to the Doritos and the Mountain Dew from when it was the Spike Game Awards, and that is the most obnoxious marketing time.
No. Was it last year or the year before with Hydro Man or whatever the shit?
The Hydro Man was cool.
Was he though?
Come on. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was fine, It was kind of a weird year, obviously, with games this year, kind of like very even. It's like anything got to take it home, but then anything did take it home. But the thing that obviously they didn't present many awards. The thing that irked me the most was they didn't even read the names out. Just like, here are the nominees list. And the winner is. It's like, come on, Jeff, just put in that little bit of effort. I know you're trying to save it for time. That's the only reason you've cut. Because in the past, he's obviously read all the titles out. I feel like he really needs to think about restructuring these awards more than anything else. Yeah.
Karen?
It was. I would say pretty lackluster overall. I think it was a long slog. You just made me think of a great analogy, Ash, for this event, and it reminds me when I was a kid and Mum once sent me down with like a £10 note because I was in England at the time.
Oh, you come from England, mate.
I was from England. Did you know that?
You come from England, mate.
£10. How many quid is that?
I fucking didn't know that, eh?
At £10, I went down to the Spar. Spar is the name of a convenience store, and I had to get some bread. And Mum was like,
"Please, sir, can I have some more bread?"
And she was like, "You can buy whatever you want with the change. Just get the bread." And I no shit spent like 45 minutes in that shop doing the math on how to get the cheapest amount of bread so I could buy a magazine with the rest of the money. And I got in a lot of trouble when I get home. And that is exactly what it feels like. It's like, all right, we've got the award show, but we need to minimize the amount of awards so we can fill in with game trailers, advertisements, and helpful messages to help people stop vaping, because apparently vaping is still a really big issue, but I thought that was kind of dead a couple of years ago, but that's, whatever. I don't think it was that great. I don't think any of the announcements were that great for most of it. I think the same thing happened last year where the first hour had all the content that people probably cared about, and then everything after that. I feel bad for a lot of people that went there, because I think, like, you know, there's a lot of developers and a lot of people from the teams that actually attend the Game Awards, even though obviously there was either social distancing or not many people went this year because there was a lot of empty seats. But still, even with that,
he had a limited attendance, like. I think he was
did
like,
completely.
Yeah, like they were allowed to have people, but it was restricted. Like,
okay, well, even then, it's like you still interact with those people more, even if it is just panning the camera to them a bit more, giving people, you know,
and maybe
their moment.
You know, don't use canned laughter and canned applause.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It just gets. I think next year I'm actually just not going to be excited for the Game Awards. I think after last year and today's showing, I just think the Game Awards are just not becoming the big thing that they were a couple years ago, where there was lots of announcements, and as well as that, a good value amount of awards and things presented. I don't know. I think they leading up to the event, they can't make a big thing out of the game announcements because that ruins what announcements they have. So they have to make a big thing about the awards, and they post the awards constantly, and you see everybody about content creator of the year. And then also at the same time, for those like the content creator of the year ones, and especially the content creator of the year ones, where they had like the YouTube Shorts thing happen beforehand, but they only mentioned like 3 people during those YouTube Shorts. I was like, damn, that's a bit of a slap in the face to the other kind of nominees.
Two nominees. You couldn't put another 10 seconds into that video?
And just get 2 more people.
I'd have 2 random people say the other 2 nominees, yeah.
I just think it's very much, I think Jeff Keighley should just abandon it being an award show and just have it as a, you know, end of year celebration of gaming and a look to the future.
If he wants to do an award show, do an award show like the night before. Like, you can leave like 4 or 5 really big ones if you want to do them at the actual show. But like, they've got the Governor's Awards during the Oscars or whatever that they give out a lot of other honorary awards and that kind of stuff.
You're going down the path I was about to go down, so.
Yeah. Then you could actually have people give speeches, have their opinions on different stuff, like thank people, and then you can go to the editing suite and just cut it down to sound bites for you to use throughout the show.
So, yeah, this is... My problem is that... So, I enjoy watching it. I've enjoyed watching this ever... Like, I've watched every Game Awards. I was watching him when Jeff was doing it for Spike TV. Like, I've been watching the Game Awards since I was, like, whatever, 15 probably. I don't know. Like, however long they've been... Like, Jeff has sort of been involved, or however long they've... Like, and they are nowhere near... All the ones Jeff have done have always been tenfold better than what they were prior to him taking out and doing it on his own independently. So I will always think back to some of the really, really terrible, like, forced celebrity shit that they had back in the day. And some of that stuff was super cringe. So as long as we're not going back to that, I'm sort of okay with it. The problem I have, and I say the same thing every year on this fucking podcast at this point, I feel, but problem I have is I do want an award show, and I want the people to have the awards mean something. I want people to feel like they can talk for longer than 20 seconds and not get played off. Like, the Oscars let people speak for, like, I don't know how long it is, like at least like 3 minutes or something before they start ringing them off or whatever. I felt like they got like 30 seconds here, and it felt like they were like,
especially towards the end of the show, yeah.
And it felt like they got told that because you could tell they were like, oh, sorry, I don't have much time or whatever. Like, you've got 30 seconds. Like, fuck off.
The one that stood out the most was the accessibility award with I believe it's the director for Forza. He was like, oh, I've got to go now, and he got a bit flustered, and he was nervous overall. But it's like, damn, you can't even give a little bit of extra time for like the accessibility award just for them to talk about, because it's an important subject.
You need to treat it the same as everything else. That's how you know it's...
Well, and the problem is that everything has just such a limited time. So I would say I'm down a similar path where I think the solution isn't trying to somehow make the show work in both this big hype reel trailer thing and then an award show. It is simply to do 2 shows. And I think it would be a 2-night event where the first night they're like, look, it's 95% of the awards. save the big three, I guess, maybe, whatever you want to consider the big three. Obviously, game of the year. I don't know what he would consider, maybe best narrative, maybe best game direction, whatever. Just pick the big three.
Performance,
The performance, best performance.
Yeah, performance. Yeah,
you can get a celebrity,
So pick the best three, save those for the show. But so the first night, it's more people get 5 minutes, whatever, they can speak for as long as they want. It's just an award show. And everyone like me who's happy to watch developers just speak in that way, they can watch that. And then you tell them ahead of time, you go, look, there's no trailers in this. It is all speeches. So if you want to watch that, you can watch it. You get someone else to host it. You do it separately. It's a more sort of smaller scale thing or whatever. And at least...
you make it... You sit down. You don't need to get a giant theater. It's almost like... Say... Golden Globes, I want to say, where they just kind of sit around and tables.
You get someone to host it. Everyone's sitting around drinking. They have a great time. You then get someone to do a quick hype edit of that, so you can play that at some stage during the show during the second night. They're like, in case you missed it, here's some of the big moments from last night. It's 45 seconds real. Here's what happened. Blah 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 blah. You can catch the full thing on YouTube now in case you missed it. Cool. And then you spread out the 3 big awards through the main show, which you now changed the name to be called Jeff Keighley's Big Trailer Fuckfest. And you spread the trailer.
Don't know if that's going to be very advertiser friendly, which is the issue.
Or just call it the Game Awards and like do the Game Awards part night 1 and then the Game Awards night 2, and then just make sure the market that night 2 is all about the future of games while giving away that big Game Awards, Game of the Year award during it and stuff, something like that. Whereas night 1 is all about 95% awards that are just listed off and sort of forgotten to the wind, which is the main problem. So I don't really have a problem with the
ones
trailers.
that people who actually care will watch.
Because the thing is, I'm happy for both shows. I just don't feel like this show currently is doing justice to either to a degree. But at the same regard, I would say that I'm fine with some of the trailers that were shown in this. I feel like was a nice mix of stuff. We're still sort of in this pandemic era. I wasn't expecting, massive, big next level thing. Like we are still technically in this COVID era. So I'm fully there's a lot of stuff sort of finally starting to come out, I guess, but we're still sort of getting through the stuff that was announced prior to COVID that's had to shutter development time so slow. Like everything sort of just got pushed out. So I'm not really surprised we don't have these massive big reveals, but there's some stuff in here that's cool that of course we'll be talking about. But yeah, I would say overall, I enjoyed watching it. I enjoy watching it every year to a degree. I've said a million times, even though I disagree with some things that Jeff does, I fully respect him, what he does, and keeps the show alive and whatever else. I fully believe he has passion for the industry and that's why he does this sort of stuff. So, but yeah, I'd say the show needs to just be split or something, or I don't. That's the feedback. Yeah. I would give Jeff.
You're not really servicing the awards part of the awards.
No.
And
all right, so let's talk about awards. Let's do those first. And give them the least amount of attention because that is totally in par with the way the show treats them as well. So I'm reading off the Kotaku
Dylan,
list.
I don't think we should stoop as low as the Game Awards.
No, we're going to actually mention each. I'm going to read each game. Or actually, no, I'm not going to read all the nominees because I'm just reading off this Kotaku list. I can if you want. I have to go find a different article, but I can't find it.
No, it's fine.
I'm just reading off this Kotaku article. They've simply listed the winners of each, so that's what we're going with.
If you want all the nominees, go back a few episodes with our predictions, which we didn't keep track of. So,
stop me on any of the ones. Well, I wanted to. I haven't had the time. I've literally just finished watching it and now we're recording. So
listen, we'll put an article out during the week.
Will we? Because I wanted to put out an article with all of our nominations and that didn't happen because I haven't fucking time. So I'm just going to go through, stop on any ones you want to talk about. Games of Impact Award, Life is Strange True Colors, not really surprising. Best esports athlete, Simple. Best esports team, Natus Vincier, whatever the fuck. Best esports coach. What? Who's that?
Sorry, I just want to. Someone mentioned apparently the Game Awards realized that CS:GO was an esport this year and fucked everybody in the rule of thumb about League of Legends. Or
I told you they have different people vote on the esports stuff, but legit people. So I don't know who. Best esports coach, Kokoma. I don't know. Best esports event, League of Legends World Championship 2021. Best audio design, Forza Horizon 5. Best independent game, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Best debut indie game, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. Now to the first sort of one that I was actually surprised by. Maggie Robertson, Resident Evil Village. Like, I'm all for it. Fantastic. I really didn't think she'd win, but she did.
I mean,
it's
she's the most memorable person from that game. So
It's true.
she is like
I never played the game, but
you remember her, which says a lot, right?
yeah. I mean, it's hard when you like. She's obviously like a supporting character against a lot of these other performances as well leads. But for what she did in her role, she did it at a higher level than what the others did in their roles. I don't know.
I disagree.
In other people's opinions, it could just be that everybody fell in love with the big lady from the first trailer.
Like, I don't think this isn't like a big sport. Like, we haven't done our game stuff this year. I'm 100% throwing her name into our nominations pool for like top 5 best performances. However that ends up ranking out, I don't know. But she's definitely like, if I'm thinking like best performances of the year, like that role is standout. Like, there are a couple others that come to mind as well. However, I do feel like this year, at least for what I've played, and again, I've only played that one chapter of Life is Strange still, so I know that's the one most people claim it towards. But I'd say compared to a lot of other previous years, there's not like your big Last of Us 2 or whatever.
It's not
right?
stacked like
it's
it
not
was
stacked.
last year.
Yeah. Got a little bit lighter year on the narrative-focused, performance-driven games, I'd say. But then we're coming into 2022 where there's going to be a lot more of them again. So we had a slight break this year, which is interesting. Best action game, Returnal. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good team. Best art direction, Deathloop. Players Voice Award went to Halo Infinite. I think that's just like their pick for best game or something.
Yeah, the pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not recency bias at all.
Not at all. I mean, the game literally came out the day before the Game Awards, so
yeah,
it's fine. Best
and
RPG
it seems
game?
like everybody loves it for what I've seen of comments on reviews and that kind of stuff.
Oh, so I haven't been on Twitter today, so I've missed. Like, has everyone turned on it?
It's very positive, I think.
Have people turned on? Like the fans? No?
I don't know. There's been a lot of negative comments on Halo stuff in the last week, so
The multiplayer.
it could just be the multiplayer.
That's
thing,
the
but,
multiplayer though, because the campaign's only been out a day.
Yeah, it literally came out yesterday, and then that's why I was like, no, I stayed off Twitter all day today, so I just haven't. I have no idea if the internet's turned on Halo. Best RPG, Tales of Arise. Best score and music, Near Replicant. They haven't wrote the full title here. Come on, Kotaku. It's 1.00.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Why didn't Jeff read the entire title out?
Read the whole title.
It's kind of disrespectful.
Near Replicant.
Well, actually, you know what's something I'm going to shout out that annoys me in this that I want to remedy in our stuff this year? And I don't know if I've always done it. I know for some things, but like, so best score music, right? Near Replicant. Near Replicant didn't do the score and music. You know?
No.
So when you get around to also best art direction, who did the art direction? It wasn't the game. You get around to just general best direction in a game. That they say the game title. Whereas if this was a movie award, you'd be like, Nolan. You know what I mean? Like, whoever.
Yeah.
Like Spike Jonze. I don't know.
I'm sure it's purely, it's with like ease of.
I know it's for
whatever.
ease, but also if you want to start taking the.
But if you're just going to list names of games on the screen, why couldn't you list names of?
Yeah, just
people
put in
who worked or
brackets,
did that?
then the names, because you're not saying them either way. So
Yeah.
just figure that out. I mean, it's not that hard. Anyway, content creator of the year, Dream, whoever that is. I still don't know who any of those nominees were.
He's a Minecraft.
I'm really grateful that the shorts that they showed beforehand explained it all.
Oh, did they?
Yep,
Okay.
at least 3 of them.
I may have zoned up. Best multiplayer game. It Takes Two. That's fine. I feel like that's fine. It's a very like standout
Sorry,
multiplayer
I went to shake my
experience.
head and
Like,
then I retracted the shake.
come on, you can
midway
save your
through the
shake
beginning.
until we get to the one
He's
I don't want to
preparing
shake
the
your head
shake.
at. But like best
Preparing the
multiplayer
shake.
game,
Take 2 chickens, eat the fuck
it's
out
a
of me.
very good co-op experience. Like there's no,
It
I
is.
feel like it's fine.
Yeah.
Best mobile game, Genshin Impact. Which, by the way, did that girl say Gen or something like Genshin Impact or something? I feel like she's.
Oh, she said, "Can I minor annoyance that happened several times throughout the show because it was the same clip that plays every time." It's 2021. I get it. You want to record the advert for Mobile Game of the Year coming up on a mobile phone, but get the poor girl a stabilizer or some kind because that shot was like so fucking shaky every time it played.
They're too expensive.
Just put it on a tripod. Just put it on a table.
Just get a tripod. Tripod is something.
Just put it on a flat table. Get a stand.
It's like she stood on the Titanic while it's going down, you know? Like,
it was all for effect.
Yeah.
Best action adventure game, Metroid Dread. Best ongoing game,
surprising,
Final Fantasy 14 Online.
Let's go!
Another victory for the cult.
Best community
they
support,
didn't mention the free
Final
trial,
Fantasy
though,
14 Online.
That's because nobody was allowed to go up and accept the award.
It's true.
Like,
yeah, no, two
if
people
they had, did they?
Yeah, there was the fun.
That was on for one.
Then they fucked up. Yeah,
that was up for one.
Yeah, for the first one. Yeah.
Then they messed up. They should have.
They did mess up. They did.
Innovation in accessibility, Forza Horizon 5. Best sports racing game, Forza Horizon 5. Best game direction, Deathloop. Again, this was a cool moment to see, but felt super rushed and awkward. So I was like, yeah, speech, and rushed to the end. I was like, so that was disappointing. Also, shout out, it's quite funny to see them thank Sony now that we've been more fun. They're like, all right, bye now, Sony. Best esports game, League of Legends. Best family game, It Takes Two. This is the moment. See, I'm gonna say it straight out. This is the one I was like, again, family game. I think that game's too fucked up for a family game, but
yes, very much so.
Listen, we'll get to it. Yeah.
Best fighting game, Guilty Gear Strive. Best sim strategy game, Age of Empires 4. Best VR AR game, Resident Evil 4 VR. Most anticipated game, Elden Ring. For the second year in a row. It's a dumb award.
Boo.
And your Game of the Year winner. And I think a very shocking, I'm really annoyed I did work today because I would love to have been watching this live just so I could have seen the Twitter. See, that's the thing. If you don't watch these things live, you just don't get to see your Twitter things just blow up with everyone in that same time, which is just,
That's
I can only imagine.
Half the joy in watching these award shows.
It's to see the communal aspect. So, Game of the Year, It Takes Two. I'm going to get out now because I feel like Kieran's going to rant. Not my pick for Game of the Year. Obviously, I think it's a okay game. I don't think it's Game of the Year worthy. That's fine. A lot of people vote on this. It really does make me wonder though if this is one of those ones where the 10% or whatever it is, I think it's 10% fan voting may have played a part. I don't know because obviously
because it is so. To be fair, it's kind of an even year where there wasn't any clear
winner. Yeah, which is why I'm like
prime candidates.
Yeah, which makes me wonder more if we could see the numbers, one where that 10% people voting could have potentially swayed it. Because you look online, a lot of people you've either got people like, fuck that shit, that game doesn't deserve to win. And a lot of people who are like, totally Game of the Year, glad I voted for it, that sort of shit. This is my quick rundown when I was looking through the mentions and the replies and the tweets and stuff. So, quite interesting. Not my pick. I was super shocked. I really did not think this had a chance of winning in my mind at all. It wouldn't have even been in my top 3 sort of like chances for winning. Joseph Ferris coming up and saying fuck the Oscars twice was quite funny though. Entertainment value was definitely there. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm surprised, because it does mean that at least a high percentage of the, 50 plus or however many it is, teams or people, whatever you want to call them, that vote on this stuff, voted or put at least their second pick or something, because that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is it? Yeah.
I think it's a combination. It's this thing. We don't see the stats.
Is it a point system?
I believe it is. I believe it is a point system.
You pick the one.
No, I believe it is
gets the most votes.
I believe, from what I know, it is a point system or something similar to that. And then you've got that 10% coming in from the fan voting. And I really do feel like this is a game where that second pick plus the 10% weight heavily towards this getting the win, which is fine. But I do think that's the type of.
I would even say it's like third pick.
Potentially, it could have helped as well. Yeah. So I really came down to it's like when you do a parliament voting or local council voting and you think that your second, third or whatever doesn't matter. Sometimes it does, everyone. Sometimes it does. Kieran, how do you feel about It Takes Two winning Game of the Year?
Look,
mind you, it ultimately doesn't matter because it's just...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's one opinion. It's one game show. I'm super
It's only the biggest game awards though. It's the Game
only.
Awards.
Our pick is
No.
the
My biggest thing is, and I guess I'm not going to go full mental or like even be that annoyed by this, even though it's frustrating kind of from a certain viewpoint, because I'm interested to see what other outlets Game Awards come out with, because I think last year was Sekiro? Or was it the year before?
No,
year before was
before.
Sekiro.
Last year was
Year
Last
Last
before
year
was
was Last of Us. Yeah.
Last of Us. Sorry.
I keep thinking it was Hades. It should have been, but
Yeah, it should have been. But Sekiro kind of was an odd one out of the bunch when you compared it to every other video game awards. Like, it was very much a red herring compared to everything else. I'm interested in this because I understand It Takes Two is an interesting... It's a good co-op experience. It's a positive co-op experience in terms of just the simple gameplay of it. And I guess that is where majority of people connect with this game. It's in its gameplay and its co-op experience. And when you look back at it, you look back and you remember the fun you had with a friend playing through this game, or with a loved one, or whoever you played it with. I don't think it's not written very well. I think there's a lot of issues with the narrative. I laughed in the hype reel for the show when it was at the start of when it goes through and the thing it really set it up during its take two was the fucking elephant, and I was just like, "Are you guys kidding? Like, come on." Yeah, I don't know. I guess a lot of people just love this game, and that's how it's been affected. It's curious that like, one of the things is Ratchet and Clank won nothing this award show. And honestly, yes, it is in a kind of a niche where it's only for PlayStation players, but that game was fucking amazing. Like, if you compare Ratchet and Clank to It Takes Two, Ratchet and Clank takes a giant fucking dump on It Takes Two in terms of general quality and, as the aspects of a video game across the board. I don't know. I think for me personally, Game of the Year is a game that is the full package of experience, that everything about that game is the best in its year and the best kind of, and the thing that denotes the year. And when we look back on this year, I don't think It Takes Two will be the thing that people don't for, but at the same time, diverse of year, there's probably not one single game that really defines this year, so everybody's going to have something different to look back on and kind of take away from this game in this year. So yeah, that's just my general view on it so far.
Ash?
As apparently the person who enjoys It Takes Two the most, it seems like.
I said it's fine. I just said I don't.
I had a really good time. You can go to explosion.com /YouTube or youtube.com /Explosion Network. Yeah. You can see me and Dylan's full playthrough, in which we most of the time are making fun of the game. With the crazy story beats and the seemingly endless nods to other things throughout the entire game. But I had a really good time playing it, and I feel like for a lot of people it was just the experience of playing it with that other person they're playing with, and that being such a good experience that they've carried that over to the game.
Imagine if that game didn't have online co-op. Imagine if it was only split screen.
If it wasn't online co-op, if it was just single player, woof. And I understand, like, the story is kind of silly and, like, borderline bad, but it's, like, in that weird meta way, in my opinion, like, so bad it's good. It's like
Did I write a review? I don't even remember.
Listen, the storybook, dude, I know is terrible, and look, we all know this couple should not stay together. And there's no real.
I feel like the message, like the funny stuff, yes, I get it and everything. I honestly think the message around the relationship and the storybook in many ways is actually fucking really dangerous in many kind of ways for a public-facing narrative. And I don't want to go into the psychological shit behind it or anything, because we're a fucking video game podcast.
But listen, when we do our It Takes Two Game of the Year spoiler cast, then we can dive into all of it.
So just to clarify, I gave it an 8.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't think it's not my pick for Game of the Year, but I still really like.
It'll be on my list. I don't know if it'll be game of the year. But
Probably in my top 20, but I don't know if it's like in my top 10.
Like, in my opinion...
By the way, this is what Ash... Because I got Ash out of like a bit for this review, and you forgot what... So your opening thing here, it just says, It Takes Two is one of the most creative and hilariously absurd games I've had the pleasure of playing. There you go. And my ending paragraph was... It Takes Two contains several standout gaming memories for 2021. Hazelight has delivered another memorable co-op adventure, this time one that is brimming with chaotic Pixar energy and real inventive flair for game ideas. So,
listen, I don't want to spoil anything, but if game of moment of the year is not the elephant, I don't know what is.
It's not a happy memory.
No. Nope.
No, you don't. You guys just
we're gonna be submitting like that moment, and Kieran's gonna be like top 5 game of the moments. When I took on the shining knight of ethereal armor in raid 16 of a realm reborn.
Even though Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker has, some of
and
my
I
best
called ethereal knight in shining armor
2021. It is fucking pointless for me to put any of them on the list. It's fucking pointless for me to put Final Fantasy 14 kind of anywhere on the list because I'm like,
no, you never know.
I'm good to talk about it and like have it in my personal.
Listen, maths,
it's going to be there.
Maths is weird.
I don't want Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker to be the Kid Rock of this year's.
Well, it won't be because
it won't be because people like it.
There's definitely categories where I will happily allocate points towards it for you, Kieran.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Final Fantasy 14 fans, Kid Rock fans, the same kind of weird cult thing.
Oh, don't even fucking get... No, stop it. No, but I guess, I don't know. My opinion, looking at all the nominees, I think every other nominee is more deserving than It Takes Two for Game of the Year in their own way.
The other thing that, like, kind of irked me right at the moment, I'm like, really? It Takes Two? By the guy who made his name at the Game Awards? It's like, it's just a little bit too good to be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't, yeah, that's the same.
That's
the same when people are like, oh,
that's like
Death
one of those dark thoughts you have at the moment.
Remember that when Death Stranding, everyone's like, oh, Death Stranding's going to win Game of the Year because, like, he's friends with Jeff, but he didn't. He didn't win Game of the Year. Like, and everyone was like, oh, he's going to win because he's friends with Jeff. Like, now every time, like, Jeff's friends with a developer, it's like, oh, they're going to win because they're friends with Jeff. Blah, blah, blah. Even though Jeff...
But then they did, so now we've got a reason to bring that theory up.
No, that's nothing. Fuck the Game Awards. They're rigged. All right, let's actually get into the trailers and stuff. So, I'm reading off PC Gamer. They've done an article. It's the best, closest one I could find to having stuff nearly all in order. Well, it's like... kind of in order to a degree. Every now and then something's thrown in.
Quickly go through some of the pre-show stuff. I'm just looking at
I think they've got some of this mixed in here and then at the bottom. So
there it is.
We can loop back. But yeah, it's for example, their first couple games here in the right order, and then all of a sudden they're like Tunic. So I don't know. Anyway, we're using this one as best I can find. Because I didn't get to write the article myself. Look what happens. The internet doesn't know how to. These other places don't know how to write these articles and put them in order. I do it. You want to? If in the future anyone listening, you want to find. If you want to support and get me out of my day job, so I can provide you articles where the trailers and news are in the correct as they happen order. Support Explosion Network.
You can read along after you've watched.
Almost like super helpful for our podcast as well, because generally that's where half our notes come from in podcasts.
So just explosionnetwork.com/support. Check out everything. So let's go to the list here. Senua Saga, Hellblade 2, gameplay reveal. Jeff built this up quite big at the start, and I think it was definitely one of my personal favorite things from the show. Obviously, I was already super excited for this. Disappointed there's no freaking release date at the end, but other than that, obviously looks awesome. Very beautiful game. This is a combination between obviously they say gameplay, and it is, but like it's obviously a very controlled sequence where you're losing control for moments here and there, as it's a very cinematic moment. But damn if this game doesn't look awesome. I have no idea what the story is to this and how it makes sense, considering like I don't know if am I allowed to? Are we voting? I'm allowed to spoil the first game.
I feel like it's been what, 6 years?
It's been a while. All right, I'm spoiling the first game. So obviously
it's fine.
First game ends Senua, it's basically revealed the whole game was in her head. So, the whole game was in her head. So, none of it that you play is real. So, the interesting thing about this game is now you're in the real world. And the first game was her sort of about.
Are you though?
Well, yeah. The first game was about her tackling her like depression and anxiety and like all these topics which made that game super interesting. That was the part that was most intriguing about that game. However, by the end of it, it was sort of like now she's ready to face, the world and her problems face on. So I don't know if this game is sort of doing that while mixing in, I guess, still the fantasy elements. Anyway, it's interesting. I don't really care. It looks fucking awesome. There's a giant troll monster. It's catching on fire. Looks fucking sick. Can't wait to play it. Ash?
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. It's weird. Why didn't you guys tell me it was an Attack on Titan spinoff a while ago?
This is the first time we've seen a Titan in the game.
This is the first Titan.
Titan was not in the
Titans.
Titan wasn't in the first game, so
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
this is a prequel. This would be a prequel to Attack on Titan.
This would be a prequel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because they kept throwing spears and they were not effective.
No.
Why do you keep throwing them?
Well, that's all they got. When you've only got spears, what else are you going to throw?
Trade out for a
fire tar. Get more of that.
I mean,
anyway, obviously it looks beautiful. It's like some of the lighting in that is like super impressive and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Xbox fans have something to look forward to when they're not paying for it.
Okay.
Wait, what? Sorry, what's
not paying to buy the game?
Look, if you
well, they won't be paying
to you.
Here's my advice going forward, Ken. You just have to ignore them all.
Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait.
He says it anytime you talk about a Game Pass game.
What he says is so fucking dumb.
And if you notice, I literally just ignore it. And I just talk like he didn't say it. That's how you tackle trolls, listeners. It's how you handle trolls on the internet in real life. You just ignore what the fuck they just said.
It's fire and spears. That's how you deal with trolls.
I thought this is a podcast. This is supposed to be a safe space.
No, not now. Not while this motherfucker's
No, I think this looks great. I think, once again, by the end of the show, I'm like, because this is a big, meaty fucking trailer, I am like wanting to sit there and Jeff, why isn't this at the end of the show? Just fucking put it somewhere near the end.
You need to get you hyped at the start. Stick around.
Because it's not going to hit. No,
but like straight out of the gate.
That is such a niche title. I know it's big, but it's not Elden Ring, apparently.
But yeah, but nothing's Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the, Jeff made a thing of it again. 2-time most anticipated game winner. Like, just fuck it. Put Elden Ring at the start.
I thought Souls games were niche, but anyway.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, just fucking whack that at the start. I just think it's, I don't know, like, yes, Hellblade is more of a niche and it's not a thing, but you could make it a thing with
I think it being at the front of the show is better because that's when the most people have tuned in.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It just feels, when you compare this to ending the show on some Keanu Reeves fucking Matrix fest.
Before we get we're going to come back to the Matrix, but I just want to stick this out now. Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel, Matrix, Keanu. Right? That's the level of difference we're talking about for ending these shows at the moment. They have not always ended on a banger, is what I'm saying.
No, but this is like the first 2 years where they haven't ended. Well, let's at least that year with Vin Diesel had an excuse.
Well, I'll tell you why. Do you want me to tell you why they end like that? Because insert movie company said insert big bag of money if you put us dead last for big moment. It's 100% how.
I don't know if it's the movie company. I think it's Jeff Keighley going to them.
I guarantee he emails out and goes, who wants that last spot? Here's the cost.
Yeah, he emails out.
Yeah. But it's 100, and I don't mean money he puts in his pocket. I mean like this money. Like he has to rent out this place. I'm sure he pays for a lot of people to come there. He pays for the bands. This is the thing. People always, I say this every year too. This show is funded by Jeff Keighley, right? I'm not saying he's paying for it out of his pockets. I'm saying he's paying for it out of the decisions he makes to get sponsors and these sorts of things. So that's why you end up with the ads. That's why you end up with these weird partnerships. That's why you end up with Drink Fucking Man last year. That's why you end up with...
Seems like he needs to be charging more so he can get high quality stuff.
That's the thing. We all watch it for free.
Yeah. So they should be charging more for the advertising.
The thing is, right, they still have like a monetized YouTube channel, a fucking monetized Twitch channel.
There's nowhere near enough money to cover the cost of putting on a show.
It's not enough money, but there's still people giving
money.
Think
about all the camera operators, equipment, like the lighting.
No. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. At the same time, there's got to be a way to monetize your award show without like having to kind of maybe water down its integrity a little bit by putting...
I don't think he's watered it down. I don't think he's on... Like, I don't think there's anything too cringy, in my opinion, as far as the ads are concerned, in this show.
I would say the only thing is I would like to know when the ads are the ads.
Well, they're all ads. It's a fucking show full of trailers.
I know, that's a, you know...
You see?
Put hashtag ads in the bottom.
You know, please. Hard Drive, like that parody news channel thing or whatever.
Yeah.
They put out a parody article I saw just before. It's like ad blocker makes Game Awards 7 minutes long.
No, it is. Look, it is what it is. I think this is to get back to it. This is a fantastic trailer. I think it does a lot to draw more people in. I think it is already going to be accessible because of Xbox Game Pass. I'm sad that it's not sooner. I was really excited when the Xbox was first announced, and this was kind of announced alongside it.
It was the first game, literally the first game.
Yeah. And I was hoping that meant that this was going to be a launch window title. Definitely not, and I don't think it's going to be in the second year of the console either. But it's still a great start. It's still a great trailer. Yeah, you can't really go wrong here with Hellblade.
I'd say there's a chance it could come out in 2022. I just don't think they want to lock in that until they're ready, I guess. But there's no reason to say that it couldn't happen. I mean, anything's possible at this stage. I feel like it's been in development long enough that there's a chance. It's not like they started making it last year. All right, then we got Star Wars Eclipse. So this is a new Star Wars RPG, I guess, because it's made by Quantic Dream and Detroit was a fucking RPG.
They don't make RPGs.
It's set during the High Republic period. So for people who, I guess, don't keep up with like Star Wars lore and what's happening, High Republic is a new era, that they started 2 years ago. I don't remember. But it's only been covered in books and comic books at this stage, and one audio book, I guess. But it's basically before a couple hundred years before the prequel trilogy. So Yoda's kicking around, but otherwise, it's it's considered this glorious age of the Jedi and whatever. It's not the Old Republic. So it's in between the Old Republic and the prequel era, like in the middle. Like I think it's like 500 years before the originals or something like that.
Oh, I always thought this was pre-Old Republic. Okay.
No. So it's after Old Republic, before prequel movies. But I can't remember exactly how many. It's a couple hundred years. Anyway, it's a game being made by Quantic Dream. This has no gameplay trailer. It reveals, I guess, some villains and stuff at the end. I don't care for this at all, personally. More basically because
Is it because it's Quantic Dream? Or?
Yeah, 100% Quantic Dream. So I couldn't, I cannot believe... So they start the trailer and I go, fuck yeah, Star Wars, cool, let's go on. And about halfway in, my brain starts processing what I'm watching it. Like I'm like ticking over, like playing Cluedo in my mind, going... And then I realize, I go, oh, it's that rumored Quantic Dream one, isn't it? And then, I'd set myself up. So as soon as it comes to the end and they're like Quantic Dream, I'm like, nah, boy, don't really care. Also, it's quite funny that Jeff comes. So, side note, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to point this out or the last, but Jeff comes out and does this whole like sort of dances around saying fuck Activision while also being like, do the right thing and support game developers and all this sort of stuff. But he doesn't clearly say like, I stand with Activision. It's better than saying nothing, but also I'm like, I feel like you should have done more. But
you know what though? If he had just started the show with this by saying this and didn't tweet out about it like a couple of days ago, I actually would be fine with this speech. But the fact that he tweeted out that I
feel like he got pushed to tweet a couple of days ago because a lot of people were like, I'm not coming unless he says something, and like I saw a lot of people like rallying up saying they're not going to come to the show anymore because of this, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like he got pushed into a corner a couple of days ago, but The opening speech I thought was very sort of cookie cutter, very safe as far as not wanting to burn any bridges or whatever else. But the whole support. We're no Activision shit in here, no Blizzard shit. Totally all for the companies that are doing the right thing. Here's a Hellblade thing, and here's Quantic Dream.
I mean,
who literally had.
I did laugh when the first thing he mentions is Ubisoft, who have had their own issues.
Their own issues. Yeah. Well, I mean, so Quantic Dream's court case was only settled 6 months ago. And it was. They didn't really come to a proper. And I mean, I don't want to get into the whole thing because it'll be a whole hula. I think talked about it briefly, but basically it was pushed by. It wasn't a made up thing. It wasn't and by made up I mean it wasn't
Wasn't it just? It was settled outside of court, wasn't it? It was somebody was given a big.
No, I think it went to court. They were suing a journalist for the article saying what they said, and the judge sided with Quantic Dream, but it's not clear they were clearly guilty or whatever.
No one was found because they didn't have enough proof to be called liable or whatever. It was one of these things, and they were kept being it's a bad joke or whatever. Because basically, anyway, there's a lot of reports coming out about Quantic Dream being basically a lot of other game companies being a big frat boy fuck fest, pull your dick out, slap it on the desk sort of mentality of a workplace, and a lot of it is just bad shit. And then even combining that with the fact I didn't like Detroit Become Human, and I thought that a lot of that writing was very much. See, I've never liked that game, and I've never understood why people thought it was. I played it and I'm this game is bad. And then when people keep being Game of the Year nominee, and I was just you're crazy. That I'll never get over how cringy some of the writing is in that game. That's some of the worst I support.
It's fine.
I'm white, but it's okay.
Dylan, apparently we know cringy dialogue what leads to Game of the Year awards.
Game of the Year nominations and actually awards.
So long story short, I don't care about Star Wars Eclipse because of the developer. Does anyone... But Ash, how do you feel about Star Wars Eclipse?
It's a very pretty cinematic. It's the models, they look really good. They look almost lifelike. Don't know what the game is. Don't know.
Oh no, I can already tell you what the game is. The game.
I mean, it's probably going to be a Quantic Dream game, but I mean, from this trailer, it's
placed in that alien.
Am I going to be the ooze person?
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy from Dune. Is that what?
Yes, you're going to be the guy from Dune. Maybe. And this game is going to look into, in the High Republic, the rights of aliens and where they can stand up for their public rights and become actual people in the eyes of the Jedi Council and other governing bodies in the galaxy far, far away.
But not on a bus, right? They have to stay sitting.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Like you called last week, yeah.
That's a really interesting story that Quantic Dream made up. Really said a lot.
Really original. Yeah.
Really strong.
Isn't the High Republic super happy and stuff? So there shouldn't be any problems.
No. So there's space pirates and all sorts of fucked up shit. I mean, there's Sith.
For the most part,
there's Sith fucking around, I guess, but Slim as a Sith. But I mean, there's always bad guys. There's always bad. The moral of the story is there's always bad guys. Yeah. I don't know. Next one? Or you got something to say on that?
Cool logo, though.
Okay.
It's okay. It is what it is. As Ashley said, it's a pretty trailer. We won't see that game for another 2-3 years, so yeah, we'll probably see when it comes out.
So hopefully by that time, all the people who are shitty at Quantic Dream will be gone, skis.
I mean...
And then we can all feel better about the game, right?
Similar to Bobby Kotick at this stage, it sounds like if they started by getting rid of David Cage, but then at that stage, is it Quantic Dream? No.
Listen, we got a game that's hyped from a company that has almost no staff from its previous iteration that got a lot of buzz. So, I mean...
Which game was that?
Who knows?
It was expansive.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So next game is Wonder Woman the game. Just a teaser trailer. I presume this is about 10 million years away. Maybe not. Who knows? But it's been developed by Monolith, so that's the developer of the Middle-earth games. I don't think they've done anything since the last one, as far as I'm aware. In case I missed something, I don't know. Couldn't be fucked googling it. But yeah, it's just a trailer. Shows Wonder Woman. Let's have a truth. Go hard. Cool. I guess you will.
Sorry, no. There was. I've heard some follow up. I'm trying to find it.
About what?
About like what the actual game is since.
Oh, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah. So Polygon, Wonder Woman is a single-player, third-person, open-world action adventure featuring an original story set in the DC universe, according to release. The story will follow Diana as she seeks to unite her Amazon family and the humans from the modern world. And apparently, it's also going to use mechanisms from the Nemesis system.
Okay. And I just double checked in case I was missing something. But yeah, their last game was 2017 Middle-earth Shadow of War. So,
which I'm guessing that franchise is done.
I assume so, because they drove that into the ground by having all that weird microtransaction shit. So that's why a lot of people.
I think they got a bad rap because they were the first ones to kind of do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say. Wonder Woman game, Monolith sounds good. I'll play it, or I'm keen to learn more. I guess is the short of that. We all feel the same, I presume.
Yep.
We got Jeb more.
Yeah, I'm keen. Monolith. I have faith in Monolith. I like the Shadow of Mordor games, so interesting to see how they would implement the Nemesis system in a Wonder Woman game.
Damn you, Wonder Woman!
Yeah, is it just going to be random Greek
low-level
figures?
mobster?
Oi!
I'm going up in the world.
Yeah, you. I hope so. And then by the end of the game, if you get beaten by a bunch of times, they turn into a massive supervillain.
They get, like, in one of the fights, even though you win, a tub of radioactive waste gets poured onto them, and they get superpowers. And then you have to deal with that.
That would be way cool.
Yep.
But yeah, Wonder Woman's like a character you wouldn't have thought. Like, all the superheroes, Wonder Woman probably wasn't in the top 5 that you want a video game for.
I just really hope that they look at Arkham Knight, they go, damn, people really like the vehicle in that one. We'll do it with Wonder Woman with invisible jet scenes. And there's whole action sequences with the invisible jet.
I would like invisible jet scenes, please.
I'm for invisible jet scenes also, to be honest. So this was in the pre-show, but it's in here. Tunic got official release date March 16th, 2022. Woo. So that's exciting. Finally, 100% know when I'll be able to play Tunic. Got a new trailer too, so that's cool. Then we got King of Fighters 15, something about that. I don't really know. None of us.
I think there's another fighter that was announced.
Something. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So this is a multiplayer game, and which is interesting because we're now in the era
of... Dylan, it's a multiplayer game based on a true story.
Technically, true. I mean, I guess Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
They want to make sure you know it's based on a true story.
Very loosely based on... Inspired by true
events. It is based on a true story, though, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, does it say based or inspired by? No?
It says based.
Okay, it's usually the key wording. But yeah, we're in this weird time where...
based on true events.
There you go. We've got the Evil Dead game coming out. Obviously, Friday 13th had one, so it's the age of all horror games having one. Dead by Daylight is obviously a popular game. Weirdly, they did Leatherface in that, I think. So now he's out on his own. Sumo... Cool. I mean, I'm keen to learn more. I'm not going to say I'm excited because I don't know what the fuck the game is. So, but I mean, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like horror games. I like these co-op multiplayer things. I don't know. I need to see gameplay.
Are you even sure it's that?
Don't know. It's a multiplayer Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Is all that they've said. So we'll find out.
Hopefully, it's just everybody running around with chainsaws.
Well, I mean, the most simplistic thing is obviously they just do the asymmetric
They
thing.
just rip off Friday the 13th.
Yeah, like one person is running around as Leatherface and then everyone else is just trying to hide from him, which, you know, I could play for like a couple nights and then get bored of, but maybe I'll enjoy those couple nights. I don't know. Homeworld 3 trailer. Excited for those people that care about Homeworld 3.
There was a lot of sand. In this Game Awards. Anakin Skywalker would not have been a fan.
He would not have. And it goes to... No, I'm not even getting into the pocket full of sand talk. No, we're good. Keep going.
And then the next game, Telltale Games is making a game, The Expanse, a Telltale series. So,
You mean
yep.
Telltale? They turned up in the skin suit of the old Telltale and releasing The Expanse.
Does any of us watch? I don't think.
No.
No, that's the other thing. So
It's like one of those series I should watch because it is quite successful and
yeah,
much loved, even though the biggest fan is apparently Jeff Bezos, and that's why it's on the Amazon.
Oh, because you
Got
brought it.
another 3 seasons. Yeah. I think an interesting note is Deck 9 is listed as one of the developers at the end of the trailer.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Interesting. I mean, yeah, it looked like a Telltale game. I don't have any love for the franchise, so it's hard for me to get excited.
Yeah.
But
it's a weird one to do a trailer for Telltale.
Yeah,
it's like we know they're working on The Wolf Among Us too.
Mm-hmm.
So why isn't it?
And that's the one. That's the one we're all waiting for. But if this is the test dummy that they can fuck up a bit more, then The Wolf Among Us is a little bit better for it. Then
it's just a little bit too niche from what we expect from their licensed games. Probably
it's a bit weird.
Or maybe it's just us. Maybe huge.
No, I guess it is. It is popular. I guess I just don't. It's just it weirdly falls into a popular show that none of us watch, which is usually there's someone. But so then we got an Alan Wake 2 reveal trailer. Very cool, moody trailer. Creepy jump scare at the end of it. Obviously, you could tell when it has the day street or whatever. It's like the seaside town. Straight away from the first game. I'm really intrigued to see what they're doing with this franchise and what sort of remedies setting up with, I guess, their big Control / Alan Wake / whatever, the Remedy verse or whatever they're doing now.
Quantum Break.
Yeah, Quantum. I don't know if that's part of the same unit. No, I don't think it is because Xbox owned that. But yeah, 2023.
They also owned Alan Wake, so.
They don't. They got it back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They owned Alan Wake. Okay. So it's still town.
So I did an impulse buy because I was like, fuck it. I got excited after watching this trailer. When I looked on the PlayStation Store, they had like 30% off the Alan Wake remaster thing on PS5. I was like, buying that now, playing that during the / holidays we don't have / I have less podcasts to record, so hopefully I'll have time to play through that. That's my one current holiday game I've picked for myself, I guess, to play for the Alan Wake remaster thingy or whatever. But yeah, I thought this looks really cool. Obviously, Ash, you don't give a fuck because it's horror. Kieran,
no, but I think it's interesting that when Jeff talked to the developer, they're going to make it more of a horror
proper survival horror game, whereas the first one was a third-person action game. It's got spooky vibes, but it's not a horror game.
So it'll be interesting to see. I'll be interested to see the reaction around the game with it, obviously going in a different direction than the first one. So I'll happily watch from a distance.
By the way, that developer, that's the guy who does he does the mocap for a lot of these people as well, including Alan Wake and
Shannon Ashmore
characters. No, fucking. Kieran, do you care about this at all?
No, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think I do need to go and grab the remaster and play through Alan Wake. But it looks cool. I like Alan's kind of more updated design. I'm interested to see how it goes with being involved with the Remedyverse that's being built currently. And to see kind of what elements are kind of pulled from that and added into Alan Wake. I'm excited.
Couple years away. See more next year, they said so. Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to PC finally. Then we got Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, starting with the movie, which I do want to point out, this was a celeb moment that I give 2 thumbs up for. I thought this was a good
good work, Ben Schwartz.
This was good.
Yeah, I thought Ben Schwartz was a
good work, Jim Carrey. Yeah,
I thought that was both quite funny. So
they were,
he's got the trailer.
Yeah, I rated the jokes for this one. I didn't think they were too silly or whatever. So Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. Ash, what'd you think of the trailer for this one?
Yeah, it was a good trailer. I think everybody liked the designs of Tails and Knuckles from what I've seen. I haven't really gone too deep on Twitter, but
well,
I haven't seen the
everyone
backlash.
liked there was no backlash when Tails showed up in the after credits of the first movie. So
Yeah, and Knuckles looks good, even though it doesn't really sound like Idris Elba. It's kind of
no, Knuckles looks.
I
good
wouldn't
too.
have picked if I hadn't have known it was Idris Elba. I don't think I would have picked Idris Elba. But yeah, looks solid. You know, there's some cool moments. Obviously, there's the sounds like of the bouncing around that I don't think we ever heard in the film.
Well, you did at one point. I think it was like in the. Oh, fuck, I'd have to rewatch it. But I swear there was like one moment where they had it, but it wasn't a big thing. Yeah. Kieran, did you ever watch the first movie or no?
I still haven't watched the first one. I keep meaning to because everybody says how good it is.
I mean, it's not good, but it's watchable. It's not bad. Like I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I've it's the top. It's like it's the best of a bad bunch. Yeah. Considering video games as a whole in terms of the movies. No, I think it was good. I actually thought it was interesting. Like this, along with there was 2 or 3 trailers in this show altogether for TV shows or movies that were video games related.
I think there was unfortunately only 2, since I predicted 3.
Rip.
Well, no, because there was this. There was
Halo.
technically The Matrix.
That's not a
And
game
Halo.
thing, though. Oh, do you just mean movies?
It's not like a movie.
Like it's
Fucking sorry. Enter the Matrix.
it's not
is a game,
based
thank you
on a
very
game,
much.
though.
And there is the game experience that just got pulled out on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, but
I mean, technically, Resurrection is based on Enter the Matrix, so I mean, I'm going to count it.
no,
I'm
not.
I think that's
That
3.
is the dumbest
3.
fucking threaded rope I've heard. I don't know why you said that. That was the dumbest shit ever. The Matrix is its own property, but however,
Or maybe
there is a
the
game.
Matrix Resurrection
There is a
is
game
based on this game.
on it, and now there's a movie based on that in the game releasing. So if we loop it back, it's actually
There's actually 2 games. There's actually 2 games, wasn't it? Because there was Enter the Matrix and there was the Matrix game.
Matrix
where you
Online,
played
yeah.
You'll also find that
Online?
I'm about to
Oh,
bring
there's
up
3
Sonic
then. There's 3.
Frontiers, which is based on the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Was there one you played as Neo? I can't remember.
There was one you played as Neo as
Yeah,
well.
half of Neo.
So there's been 3 Matrix games.
3
and there's
games.
4 Matrix.
And that one was
it's
shit.
based on.
It was a bad game, half an year. It was not good.
And now there's 4. Now there's 4 games. Matrix now, officially, because there are more games than there are movies for now. Matrix is a video game movie.
That's not how that. Anyway.
Listen,
fucking
video game movies needs this.
fucking Sonic. Sonic looks good. I like this trailer. I think Jim Carrey, because we get full Eggman, Dr. Robotnik's now, whatever you call him from whatever country
mustache.
you're on. Mustache looks
a good
awesome.
mustache.
Obviously, if you've watched the first movie, he's like he leads into it, and then by the end of the movie, he's like full there. So it's good to see in this one. Tails coming in looks awesome. Riding on the plane looks awesome. Throwback to the second. I think it's the second or third game. I can't remember. But obviously the plane sequence.
It's nice that it's the original voice actress for Tails is doing the Tails voice, which is real good. Maybe not the original, but one that's been
one who's been doing it.
It's the current one.
It's a little
current.
little lazy. It's like you get all these big name actors for all the other roles, and it's like Tails will just get the. Well, this is where we can save money in our budget. That's what
Maybe it
feels
was
like,
just the
a little
voice
bit.
that was best for Tails. Maybe they couldn't find anyone that was.
Well, then Roger Craig Smith might have been the best voice for Sonic, right?
Probably, maybe it would have been. I don't know. Maybe not at the time because they needed a bigger name to draw in the first one. I don't know.
You're right, Kieran.
Knuckles looks awesome. There's some good one-liners in this. Yeah, I'm keen to watch this. Again, Sonic, not the first movie, not great. Has some weird moments. It's watchable. It's a very silly, stupid movie, including a bar scene that is very silly. But it's enjoyable, mostly because you get Jim Carrey sort of carrying that movie through with like his return to just doing like 90s Jim Carrey-esque performance, which is kind of what that movie was. Like he really hadn't done that sort of stuff for a while. So, and then he shows up at the Game Awards and talks about struggling, and that was an interesting
Scottish
clip.
grandfather.
Scottish grandfather.
That was so Jim Carrey. I was like, this is...
He recorded
This is
that,
Jim
and then
Carrey.
we're like, all right, off to bed.
I guess we'll play it. Yep.
Okay, Jim, save your energy, mate. You need to do
Off to bed for now.
another couple movies and then a Dumb and Dumber reunion movie in a couple years' time, and then...
And then they showed the
rest.
new game a bit later, Sonic Frontiers. So this looks like an open world 3D Sonic game. I guess, to a degree. It looks, the environments look pretty. Otherwise, I don't really know what else to say for it.
What does that even mean? Like, I can't. How?
You know, you climb towers and shit. But the grass looks pretty. Like, looks good.
It looks pretty, but like, how's he supposed to? I don't know how you get the sense of speed in a world like that.
I don't know.
Without like running off into the ocean.
Find out when they show actual gameplay.
It's interesting that both Sonic and Kirby in like abandoned places in their next games.
True. Maybe there's a crossover coming. Then we got a new trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. Obviously, nothing's changed. The game looks good still. Showed off all the different environments and enemy types and biomes and whatever else.
There's a giant snake robot, apparently.
That's true, yeah. Release date hasn't been delayed, so that's the most important.
Yeah, that's always good to confirm.
Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, got a trailer. Cool trailer.
Witch Queen?
Sorry? Yeah, The Witch.
Witch Queen?
Yeah, The Witch. Who's on first?
One?
Which one?
Cool trailer. Destiny fans excited, I guess.
That Queen.
There's a cool thing happening at the moment. Bungie's 30th anniversary. You can get Halo guns in Destiny at the moment, which is cool. Slitterhead is the newest game by Silent Hill creator Kichiro Toyama. I think, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but Toyama. I love how the font and everything basically looks exactly the same as Silent Hill, and the game's called Slitterhead, so I mean, still S's, so I don't know, committed. I don't really know what the fuck's going on in here. It looks like a bunch of people live in a city where they transform into monsters, and it's been like walled off or something weird. I don't really know. But sure, fucked up weird monsters from sort of a famed game developer. I wouldn't say this trailer has me pumped, but I'm at least keen to learn a bit more. I feel like there's the name deserves the respect to a degree. So keen to learn more on Slitterhead. Then we got, what the fuck is happening here? Hold on. Oh my god, no, we're fine. Nightingale. What the fuck is this? I forgot. What is this?
This looked dope. This was the adventure survival game.
Yes.
The survival workshop builder game that is coming out from the original director of
Dragon Age.
Not the original director, but the Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
Inquisition it was, because it was the game of the year that year.
Yeah, this looks cool actually.
This looks fucking awesome. This looks really cool.
I'm not sure if it's like they said they're like starting something soon, or like they'll see more next year or something.
A beta comes out next year. Alpha or beta comes out next year for PC only.
Yeah. So it looks like obviously it's like combining a lot of really popular elements for like, you know, base building, open world to run around with your friends with, you know, first person shooter stuff. Like it just looks like it like fantasy elements. It's combining a lot of
amalgam of everything.
A little bit of everything. However, it looks to have the caliber and quality behind it to hopefully make all that come together, and it has an interesting backstory as to why all of this is happening at the same time. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to learn more about this one and would like to give it a jump into the beta or whatever. Definitely. Ash, did you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, looks interesting. I'm sure it'll be fun to play if you can get a group together. So,
what if you can't? That's not fun to play together. Then we got Lord of the Rings Golem cinematic trailer, in which you get to hear Golem go, "Oh, the fucking trolls, you ugly bastards! My precious something."
How
his eyes are
that
fucking
there was a
huge
massive
in this
molten lava.
Oh, no, Sandy, right? But is his eyes?
I'm
not
gonna
huge?
guess right.
Is that just
his eyes were huge? But his eyes are always supposed to be huge. They're always supposed to be big and dominating for his face. I think they're not as exaggerated in the movies as they're supposed to be. Ash, to your point, I feel like conveniently placed large tubs of hot lava is going to be a consistent
thing in this game.
Throughout
with
the game.
levers that handle you right next to you to pull and open it.
Yeah.
Stealth, everyone. Stealth elements. But yeah, what do we think? Is anyone keen to play this?
I'm keen. It's interesting to see Golem in a more aggressive light rather than, you know, let's be honest. For majority of Lord of the Rings, Golem is a little bitch. And, you know, he doesn't want to take on a
fights
fight.
with people he thinks he can take.
Well, apparently he could take orcs and stuff. You know, it's interesting to see him in this light. I'm excited to see what this story is. It always worries me when they tell new stories in the Lord of the Rings world because, you're comparing yourself to the caliber of J.R.R. Tolkien and in his works. Let's just not look at the Silmarillion for a second, but it's fine. But, comparing that kind of caliber, I think there's been a number of Lord of the Rings games that kind of don't hit the mark, or don't get the acclaim that they deserve. War of the North, I'm looking at you. It should be hopefully a good game.
I'm keen to learn more. I need to see I just want to see 5 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Give us an idea of what we're actually doing in the game.
Yeah. Then we got a new trailer for Somerville. I think this was last seen at the opening night live or something.
E3.
Was it E3? Okay. One of those places. Obviously, it looks really, really cool. Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Robotic monsters, something. I don't really fucking know what's going on. Art style looks great. Just intriguing family sort of running away, I guess. The original trailer had them opening in that house or whatever. But this one has I don't know, spaceships or something. I don't really know. Either way, I know I want to play it. I'm just very confused as to what's going on, but that's totally fine.
That's cool.
I have no problem with that. It's coming out 2022. So at some point in 2022. Cuphead got another trailer for Delicious Last Course, locked in a release date this time of June
and a song and dance
30th. They did get an opening song and dance number, which was very good. I quite enjoyed that, even as someone who could not beat that game and now hates it. But very cool song and dance number. Actually, a lot of I'll save that. We'll get to it later. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 coming. The sequel is being made by Saber. Being published by Focus Home Interactive. I think the first one was done. I don't remember. Anyway, none of these people did the first game. Cool cinematic trailer. For people who don't know Space Marine, the first one came out 10 years ago. It was a third person hack and slash game, whereas a lot of the Space Marine or 40k games are often RTSs or that sort of genre and stuff like that. Okay. So this was more of an action-based hack and slash game. So that's obviously the vibe they set up in this trailer. Looks great. I'm keen to learn more. I wouldn't mind playing. I wouldn't mind running around with the Space Marine fucking shit up. So I can get down for that.
This will be the more. You'll find the more high tech and futuristic version of corner cucking. Compared to Vermintide.
Well, talking about corner cucking, Warhammer Vermintide 2 Warrior Priest trailer. So they're
what an inject.
They're still putting out content for the game in which corner cucking was invented. So glad to see that's a thing. I don't have Cheer is how I'm presuming, right? Is that Cheer? Yep. We'd seen this before. I don't think we'd seen this much gameplay, which is probably why it's called a gameplay trailer, I guess. But so I don't know, you do fucking everything. You climb mountains, you take control of not only animals but also inanimate objects. You explore the world, you set up campsites, big exploration game, great art style, inspired by I don't remember the New Caledonia culture, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's sort of the thing, and there's a lot of elements that are really interesting in here. I don't know if that's part of that leads to the taking control of objects or being able to sort of vibe in and out of them or whatever you want to call that. But lots of really interesting gameplay elements. It looks really cool. I'd definitely be keen to play this just because it looks so unique and nothing else. It does just look like a lot of Breath of the Wild influences also, but there's enough here that's different that I think it's fine. It's not it's Breath of the Wild, but reskinned or whatever. It's very obvious Breath of the Wild influences in certain areas, but that's fine. Anyone else care to play this one?
Yeah, I'm keen. It looks like it'll be a good time.
Yeah, take control of dolphins, take control of chameleons, take control of fucking lamps.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be a lamp, right?
Everybody loves lamp.
And then apparently setting other people on fire.
That's fine.
Which seems very...
it's PG.
Yeah.
I don't think they're people though, right?
As long as they die quickly, I mean, it's fine.
Are they people? No, they look like creatures, I guess, which is why it's okay.
Yeah, some sort of creatures, yeah.
That's fine.
It's okay.
That's why it's okay. You can play
As
guitar.
long as they're not human.
Ripping off The Last of Us Part 2 now. What's next? Suicide Squad Kill Justice League quote unquote gameplay trailer. What disappointment this was in my eye. So yeah, we see the Flash. Like this whole trailer is just sort of built around the Flash, I guess, which I presume is like maybe the first villain of the game, or like first boss you face, which is why it's been built around him.
Boss might be a better term.
Boss, yeah. 'Cause I presume you're not actually going to kill. Well, maybe we'll. I don't know. But yeah, the gameplay trailer, not so much. So I was very disappointed. I'm still left going. Look, if you're going to show me a gameplay trailer and I walk away going, not, oh, that was so awesome, I want to see more, but did you press play on the right trailer? Because you said gameplay trailer, right? And I saw maybe every now and then a second or two of something that looked like gameplay, but it was still mostly just highly edited stuff. Like, there's gameplay in here. They ain't enough to call it a gameplay trailer. So, I don't know.
What's the percentage required to be able to call it a gameplay trailer?
I would say at least 50%, right? Surely.
Yeah. I think we can like assume some stuff from this though. Like, I think
you can play as all the characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it plays. You can do either melee or shooting. Everybody seems like they can do melee or they can shoot guns.
Yep, to a degree. Yeah.
So it'll be a third person shooter, brawler, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the impression that Metropolis is going to be a giant open world.
Oh yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, it looks like you're not really. None of the gameplay looked like it was from like.
It doesn't look
missions.
like it's a narrative, like a linear narrative.
No, it's like the other games. You have enemies you can bop into along the way, and then you can go to a place and trigger a story mission. So that's how I would assume it will go. But yeah, I mean,
it looks like
I still want to play it, but like I'm excited to play this game. However, on this trailer,
hoped for more.
This particular trailer, I was left disappointed because they were coming in hot. They're like, gameplay. I'm like, yeah, boy, let's fucking go. And they press play, and I was like, that's not what I wanted.
This is mostly, well, you don't know. Most of the game could be cinematics. So,
what, is Hideo Kojima make this fucking game?
Yeah. Maybe.
Any other thoughts on this one?
No, I think everybody's got it covered. If there was gameplay,
I hope
to
there's
talk about,
something. Hopefully, they give some more information soon.
Hopefully, I mean, it's supposed to come out next year at some stage.
Supposed to be in the key primary word of that statement.
Forspoken trailer and locking in the release date while they're at it 100%. Let's go. This was a lot more in depth. Showed off a lot more of the story of like areas that look like, you know, like town areas and stuff, more so than just the open, I don't know, just like rundown villages or town. I don't know what you want. Just all these rundown empty areas that we'd mostly seen. Obviously it introduces a lot more narrative elements here. You get to see when I can't remember the character's name, Kay or something like that. Simple
Frey or something.
Yeah, something. Like them coming at the start and obviously being put on trial and then them sort of like adapting, and now they've got like the cloak and everything when they're actually in this world, and you see this boss fight thing happening at the end. Looks really, really cool. I'm like definitely keen to play this. Not like at the top of my list or whatever, but definitely a really cool concept and everything happening. May 24th, so it's not actually that far away, which is sort of crazy to think about. But yeah, Ash, what'd you think of this latest Forspoken trailer?
Yeah, I'm still like pretty keen for this. Like, it looks like it's going to be a fun experience with lots of action and that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, it just looks different to all the other Square Enix and stuff. And like, it seems weird because apparently it looks like you get arrested and put on trial a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
almost
twice,
like
at least in one trailer.
It looks like it's an Ace Attorney game almost.
Objection.
But yeah, the traversal around looks like it will be fun, which I think will help a fair bit. Especially if you're running between these massive cities.
Was that part where she like icicles, creates an ice ball when she's like surfing down the water or whatever? It was pretty sick. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
Karen, how are you feeling about Forspoken?
This is one of my most anticipated games coming up. Like, I'm really excited for it. I don't know what it is, but this feels like it's something so refreshing about this game in terms of just a new IP on this level coming out. Like, I think it'll be something something interesting, and I think everything about it just makes me want to dive into this world and find out more about it.
On the opposite end, and jumping into just absolute ridiculous action, Saints Row got a trailer. This was the most outlandish one I think we've seen so far. Definitely does go. I think maybe for the last one they're like a bit more like we're taking a step back, a bit more chill. And then Saints Row fans were like, man, but we play these games for crazy shit. So then they put out this trailer. I was like, no, don't worry. We just don't have the big fucking dildos.
There's no sex toys.
Or fucking you're not the president with space alien lasers. But other than that, shit is still crazy around these parts. So, Kieran, what do you think of the latest trailer for Saints Row?
Look, I'm very excited. I actually think the gameplay stuff that was shown in this makes me more excited for this game. It looks like it's going to be a really solid and well put together experience, and I was already excited for it. Now I'm probably even more excited for it.
Ash, do you care about this?
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on this. Like, it's been a while since we've had like an open world city based game. You know what I mean? Like,
it's been a while since we had an open world game.
It's been 87 years since we had GTA 5, so something similar that's more new would be good. It looks like it'll be fun, like taking out all the other gangs and stuff, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty keen.
Dune Spice Wars was announced, which they're saying is a.
Can I also say when they, the Homeworld 3 trailer they showed towards the start?
You thought that was Dune?
I thought that was going to be a Dune game, but no,
no.
Dune game here.
I actually thought this one was going to be a Civilization when it first started, but just because of the shape of the city that it showed. And then it started getting into the Dune stuff, and I was like, oh, okay.
2 seconds into a trailer, they're like, on
Arrakis.
Yeah, like, so straight away, it's like, it's Dune. But, gotta go watch the movie, Kieran, get on board. I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, so it's a real-time strategy game about spice trade.
Yeah. Well, it said like a 4X.
Yeah,
real-time
so
so what does that mean?
It's like a really nerdy real-time strategy game.
Against other people.
It's one of those hardcore,
really, really, really real-time strategy game?
Yeah, it was like when I played Kings of Chaos in primary school. Shout out to anyone who got that reference.
Nobody got a shout out of it.
Someone, please. Yeah, I don't know. I need to say, I don't know. Could I get into this? Probably not. Do I want to see a little bit more just out of interest? Yeah, sure. I'm all about the Dune at the moment. I'm running off a high of watching that movie and be like, I fucking love this movie.
You're on a spice high.
I am on a spice high because I really, really like the movie to the degree I'm still contemplating like starting the audiobooks, but then also being like, do I want to ruin the movies? And I'm having like a toss and turn at the moment. But because I've always known about the books and the franchise, obviously, but I've always been like, yeah, it's fine.
Books are incredibly
dense and long and whatever.
Dry, I was going to say.
Yeah, so it would have to be. I wouldn't be able to read them. I just feel like that. Like I would just fuck off. But audiobook, possibly. And I've never been tempted until the movie. But the movie's really good. In case you're not going that by my thing. So now I'm more like
you should watch it and then go listen to our spoiler cast over what do you want to watch.
Do that, and then so I don't know. I need to see more on this. Maybe I can get into it. Maybe I'm a Dune super fan now. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Tiny Tina's Wonderland's got a trailer. There was a funny bit with
Will Arnett and Ashley
I was going to
Burch.
say, what's his name? Will Arnett. I was about to say, for some reason, if I can't remember Will Arnett's name, I go Lego Batman. Like that's my go-to like
Will Arnett
for some reason.
thing. It's just Lego Batman.
There was a really funny joke in. I'm trying to remember it that they had between them. Oh, it was he's like. It was the one joke that made me laugh out loud for whatever reason. It just hit the right funny spot for me, which is where she's like making fun of him for bringing the dead back to life or whatever. And Will Arnett goes, and I give them jobs or something, something like that. For some reason, I was like, that was quite funny. But these two had good back and forth banter, which was quite good. Trailer was more Borderlands, Tiny Tina's, Wonderlands. Cool. I'm not super pumped about the game. I'm more like, this is definitely a game where I'm like, I enjoy watching the trailers and I enjoy like the general vibe and whatever else. And I kind of just wish it was an animated movie, but I'm still just not really excited to play it. But I know you are, I think, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. I look forward to this more and more. I just want to see what the full gameplay experience is because some of this is like very strange when all of a sudden they cut to like the small people on a board style kind of game, and then I want to see how this goes.
That is
for
totally just a
Borderlands game.
random level at some stage in the game.
I hope so, it'll be good. Look, it's it is well written, insane stuff. If you like Borderlands, you'll like Tiny Tina's Wonderland. If you don't like Borderlands, you'll probably like Wonderland as well because it's kind of different, but it's the same.
What a sell. Next up, they had Among Us VR announcement. This was quite a funny little trailer, I thought, just because for some reason
how do you feel about this one, Dylan? Because we all know you hate Among Us.
It's true,
but you do enjoy VR.
It's true. So it's a real mix of emotions for me.
Mix of emotions.
But for some reason, I don't know. It's just there's like almost it just helps with its whole cheaply charm or whatever. I'm just gonna replay. I just played it because really the trailer's like 10 seconds long, but it has like a 30-second part at the end where they show the title card. But the fact the trailer is literally someone like inputting the security code or whatever for this thing is, and then it just has someone like race into your face, presumably to stab you, and that's where it cuts. I don't know why I found that like so funny or weird, but it's part of the game's charm, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I mean, maybe I want to play this in VR. It sounds like a funny time. Like, I feel like it has more appeal to me to jump into and play by myself.
Well, I guess when you have zero appeal to jump into a game, anything's going to give you more, right?
No, I'm jumping into it on a couple days, right? Soon. It's out on PlayStation soon, right? It's a couple days. I think it's out soon. It's out next week, I think, or this week.
In a week or so, yeah.
Yeah, it's out very, very soon on PlayStation, and then it's a real game that I can play.
It's a real
trophies.
Mm-hmm. When it has trophies, it's a real game. Up until then, it's just it has to reach a certain bar. You know what I mean? Ain't no Death Store.
It ain't no Death Store.
Ain't no Halo Infinite. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be over here with this Among Us crap.
Ain't no. It Takes Two.
Ain't no. It Takes. No, I played that on PlayStation. It's fine. Game of the Year winner. It Takes Two. Thank you. Mind your language.
Platinum.
It is coming to Oculus as well, which is an important thing because I feel like if this game, and that's not just a me thing. That's I think for this to be success, it has to be easy. It has to be on Oculus so people can just put on that easy headset, have access to it. It's a cheaper headset people could buy. Blah 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 blah. Now I just need to find out if it actually has, if they're going to add some form of matchmaking or crossplay or like something that makes it so you don't need to have 10 other friends in VR to play it. Because if that's the barrier to entry, don't know. You'll see some content creators create content for it, and other than that, it'll be like no regular people are playing it. So, I don't know. Genshin Impact got a gameplay trailer. People. I know it's super popular. I have no idea what's going on in these trailers. It's weird.
It's just anime stuff, you know. Yep. It's the usual.
Still Rising got a new trailer, which is really cool. I forgot. So I was like halfway through this trailer. I was like, oh, this is that Spiders game that they revealed, I think, at the Game Awards last year.
Spiders?
Yeah. Like, this is developed.
It's made by spiders.
Yeah.
Damn.
What type
how do
of
they
spiders?
make it?
Capital
Well, I mean, they've got 8 legs. I mean,
Spiders? The video game development team that uses the name Spiders. But yeah, I think this was revealed at the Game Awards last year with a trailer. I think it was the Game Awards last year. So it's been, and I don't think anything's been shown since then, or it's been a very, very long time. So, but I'm still keen. Obviously, it's this sort of alt history thing, which is intriguing. So keen to learn more. Then we got Metal Hellsinger, got another trailer. Official, I guess, like trailer. I saw a bunch of these like last year. I suppose games had
I'm pretty sure this was at they had that stretch where there was like 3 or 4 indie showcases.
And it was at every one.
And it was like every single one. So this is the rhythm-based shooter, right?
Yeah. So it's Doom, but you shoot to the beat, basically. But this trailer played a lot more into. They didn't have this last time. I think this has come around since then, maybe because of all the hard work they did to get people more interested in it. I don't know. But they're like, look, all of the heavy metal bands, artists, and songs, I guess, that we've got in this game to add to make you want to play it. And not just new music. They're like real, quote unquote, real music. So I think that will help it in the success factor, I reckon. I'm keen to play it. I mean, I like Doom. I like music games. I don't know if the two will work in my head when I'm trying to play this. But I mean, I did also struggle for a little bit playing Cadence of Hyrule for like my first hour because I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. But then once I got it, I was like, you know what? I could do this shit. Let's fucking go. And I beat that game, so. Yeah, can learn more. No, maybe not. I've seen enough. Star Trek Resurgence. From former... From Telltale, technically. I don't know. From former Telltale developers comes Star Trek Resurgence. So from the real Telltale, I don't know. How does it work?
No. But what we've got to think about, right, is because the other Telltale is wearing the skin suit of old Telltale, these developers got no skin. They're
I don't know. It's a weird one. It's like, obviously a studio. Yeah, it just raises the questions of how we talk about studios.
Because it's literally like, so I don't know how many people like are exactly making this, but so if I went to their website, this is what you get. So their website says Star Trek Resurgence is created by Dramatic Labs, an independent collaboration of 20 plus former Telltale writers, developers, designers, artists, and producers. Star Trek Resurgence will be familiar to fans of Telltale's unique style gameplay, but it also brings some welcome additions and refinements from Dramatic Labs. So it is a Telltale game in style, and you can tell that. Like, it looks exactly like it's playing like a Telltale game. It's created by 20 plus former Telltale developers. However, they are not called Telltale, they're called Dramatic Labs. And the Telltale Games team is, as far as we're aware, made up of, I'd say 90+%. I think there's some people left over, but I would feel safe around 90+% new people at this stage that aren't Telltale. So yes, you are correct. We are in this weird conundrum now where from the people who brought you The Wolf Among Us used to market the Expanse game isn't technically true. From the people who brought you The Wolf Among Us is a slogan these people could use to market this game. I mean, and it would be more technically right. It's weird. It's a weird like game thing we deal with. Anyway, how do we feel about Star Trek Resurgence? Does anyone like Star Trek? Does anyone care about this?
Not overly.
No, it's not nothing massively on my my goal.
So I'm not a big Star Trek person, but I do like Telltale games.
Yeah.
Wait, but this isn't a Telltale game.
Maybe I'll like Dramatic Labs games. I don't know.
That's true. Maybe I'll give this new developer, Dramatic Labs, little indie upcoming.
Maybe these people should go over to Telltale Games and be like, "Hey guys, look,
Do you need help?
Can we have our skin suit back? We'll give you this cool name."
I feel bad because I actually don't like, as of yet, I have no reason to be like, this new version of Telltale's like, maybe they're all fine. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're all, like maybe everything, like they start putting out.
It's a weird situation.
It's just a really weird situation. Yeah. So anyway, I'm keen to learn more about this. I don't love Star Trek, but I like some of the movies and some of the TV series, depending on which ones, mainly the Picard.
It's weird to bring back Spock.
Yeah, it's a weird, we'll just bring back an actor who's passed away thing and have someone do his voice, which is a thing, but doing it, I don't know. Find out more. Rumbleverse is a game, Epic's publishing it. There's too many of these games at this stage, right? I can't.
When it started, I'm like, oh, this is Knockout City, right?
I was like, oh, it's a like a spin-off mode in Fortnite. But it's being made by Iron Galaxy, so it's like it's a known quantity developer. It's a 40, so it says it's a 40-person melee battle royale, but melee only. So yeah, I guess if you don't like shooting people in these games and you just wish you could punch it out all the time, this is the game for you. Otherwise, I can't handle battle royales. I've reached my point, I feel. I've done enough. Then we got Plague Tale.
I like it.
What?
I like it.
What, battle royales?
I'll give it a go.
Oh, I know.
One, it's going to be free to play, so it's obviously harkening back to like old school wrestling to a certain degree.
Oh yeah, they fucking like.
Listen, as soon as they chuck in an AEW tie-in, you'll be all over this game.
Yeah, like a.
Let you give you a Orange Cassidy skin.
No.
Yeah, you got a John Moxley skin, and he just comes in with barbed wire, and it's just blood everywhere.
Love it. Then we had a Plague Tale.
Tag Tale.
Long recording. Plague Tale Requiem gameplay reveal trailer. Looks very pretty as far as rats or fucked up shit can look pretty, I guess. But yeah, lots more. I still haven't played the first one. That's definitely on my, like, if I had to make a top 10, sort of pile of shame at the moment, playing through the first one is definitely up there, and I'm definitely going to do that.
So it's behind Alan Wake?
Yeah, it actually would be, I suppose, which I don't know if that's bad or good, but this is top 3, I would say. This is definitely something I need to play ASAP. And I've been meaning to get to it forever. And I've told this story a million times, but I'll tell it again. I was really excited for this game.
You're telling everybody about it.
And then I was like, this game at E3, they had it in the corner. They showed it on the IGN showcase or whatever. No one's talking about it. And it came out.
Yeah, you're hyping it up.
Yeah.
You're like a big fan.
Yeah. And I missed it.
And then what happened?
I didn't get a review code. I got a review code for something else that came out at the same time. I had to do that instead. Then something else I had to play. Just my life at this point. That's fine. It's a very first world problem I have. Anyway, I didn't get to play it. I need to play it. Then I can play this. Get excited for this. But this looks cool. Yeah. Does anyone else watch this and go, yeah, I need to play that game. I need to play Plague Tale?
I started Plague Tale. I need to go back and finish it.
Did you really?
But it is, this, like we had a number of years ago where there was can't remember which zombie game it was, but there was a zombie game that was like, look at all the zombies we can fit on screen.
Where was he?
Yes. Now it's a case of, look at all the rats we can fit on screen.
To be fair, they had a lot of rats in the first game, and it worked.
It's going to be even more rats, though.
Power of the next generation, you know what I mean? By the way, that developer who did World War Z, they are doing that Space Marine game. That's the same developer.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. There's your connecting fabric for that. Dying Light 2 Stay Human cinematic trailer. I don't care at this stage, to be honest. I really just don't care. Like, I'm not saying I don't care about the game. I want to play the game. I want to hear more. I want to hear more about the game when it's out. Until then, I'm kind of overhearing about it, because they've been doing like these weekly sort of updates and whatever else lately. And cinematic trailer. Look, the game's out in a couple months. Chill. Like, for a long time, we thought the game wasn't existing anymore. Now I feel like I've got an overabundance of Dying Light.
Yeah, I think they're overcompensating for when they were not talking about the game for a long time.
It's just, it's a lot. I completely zoned out. I was like, I get it. Parkour, zombies, fucking whatever. Just tell me when the game's out. Crossfire X launch day trailer reveal things. So this is for the campaign version of Crossfire, of course, which has been done by Remedy, whereas the main game's been done by the multiplayer's been done by the original developer, and they were porting that over to work with Western audiences, or however the go was there. I don't know how far that's coming along or what the fucking update was with that. But this is the single player campaign portion, which is a brand new thing. It's not like Remedy's done a remake or whatever. This is a brand new thing that they've created for Xbox in this partnership, and it's coming out February 10th. So I'm going to guess it's not that long. If I was to take a wild swing, I would say it's a 4 to 6 hour campaign, highly like cinematic, gives you a little bit of taste of everything, and then says, hey, get excited about multiplayer, which is fine. But I'm keen to try it out, because I'm like, what's Remedy doing a first-person shooter feel like? Like, solely from what's that like? They don't really do that. They do action games, but none of them in the first-person perspective. So, anyone else care for this, or? No?
Not particularly. I don't think there's anything massive about it, but at the same time, we'll see.
No, that's fine. So then we got Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt official. It's coming next year. It was in early access.
Is this the one you're excited about, Kieran?
No, this is the Battle Royale.
I'll take it back what I said before about Battle Royales. This is I'm I still want to give this one a go, solely because it does look different enough to everything else.
Didn't you ask me to download this game?
Yeah, it was in early access, and we never got around to play it. I don't know if it still works, and we still can. I don't know if they've like paused it or whatever, but I still want to give this a go because as far as the Battle Royale stuff goes, this looks different enough. It ain't.
I think it still is. Yes, on Steam.
All right, well, we can still do that at some point, maybe. I don't know. If I can add it to the list. GTFO, fucking get the fuck out. GTFO, that's a good joke. Oh boy. 1.0 trailer. The game's officially out of early access. It was in that for like 4 years. It's out now. The multiplayer co-op horror game thing. I feel like a lot of people were streaming this at some stage, a lot of content creators and stuff like that, and then it sort of fell to the wayside for a bit, but I assume that will probably get a resurgence now that the game's officially out, and they did the whole, and it's available now. Someone's flicked a switch. It's live. Let's go. Which apparently is how it works if you watch the no-clip documentary for Hades, because when they were at the Game Awards and they were talking about just having it go live, they were like, oh, fuck, yeah, like we actually just clicked the button or whatever it was. So it's quite funny. Yeah, does anyone care? Oh, no, Ash was definitely a no.
No, you can get the fuck away from me.
Kieran, have you seen anyone stream this or anything? Or that you?
I've never seen this game.
Oh, really? It was popular like when they first launched the early access, like 2017 or whatever.
Oh, really? No, I've never seen this game. Look, end of the day, it looks interesting. It looks a little bit like Escape from Tarkov.
No, it's not that hardcore.
But it's not that hardcore. But I think it should be something that's fairly fun overall. So I don't see any issues with it personally. But it's not something for me.
And then we got the first official trailer for Halo the series, which is coming to Paramount Plus next year. As a major Halo superfan that can pull apart every little story beat in this for sure. I don't really know what the fuck's going on. All I know is you see Master Chief, you see some fucking Spartans, you see Dr. Halsey, you see fucking warthogs and whatever. I don't know. Anyway, looks cool. I'm keen to watch it. I'm just wondering how many episodes and what the long-term plan is, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I just, I'm not the Halo super fan. I'm really enjoying the multiplayer, and the Halo 5 campaign was pretty fucking sick fan. So, Kieran, as someone who has a bit more Halo history, how do you feel about this?
I think, you know what, Halo is in an exciting spot. I think despite its, the few hiccups it had early, I think the game is absolutely looks fantastic. The game looks to be pushing Halo in a direction that's going to sustain it ongoingly and make this a games of service that's going to be something a lot more rewarding for Halo fans rather than the kind of several years new installment iterations that we get currently.
But how about the TV show?
Yeah. Was this the TV show that got fucking announced or whatever fucking years ago?
No, well, I think so. Like there was a movie they were trying to do, and then it got delayed and pushed, and whatever else, and then they've ended up with this TV show, which was delayed and pushed.
Because I remember this was like first announced at like the original Xbox One event, right? Because
I think so. Spielberg was there.
Yes, because it was part of the reason where people were like, "What the fuck?" Because it was next to the NFL commercials and stuff. Yeah. But hey, it's Halo. More Halo is good. Excited to see, how the franchise goes moving forward.
Ash, you gonna watch the Halo show?
Probably not, purely because it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh.
It's like, am I really gonna? Although it's
Another
super easy
subscription.
now because apparently you can get it through Amazon Prime.
Or Apple TV, I think, does it as well now.
Yeah.
Oh, is it part of Amazon Prime Paramount?
No,
Plus?
it's not part. It's like
you like launch
extra
the app.
fee.
Yeah, you like pay through them and then you launch the app inside the app, which is weird, but also
right.
But also one less app that you need to install.
A couple extra buttons. There's a free trial. I don't know. Rocket League, the mobile one that only came out like this week or last week, got a trailer. Pretty cool trailer. Actually made me, to be completely honest.
I need to play some more of it.
I hadn't played this. I watched this trailer. I was like, this is a pretty cool trailer with the cars and all the action. It's a pretty well put together trailer. I knew the whole time it was for the mobile game because of the way the goals were set up. And I've seen a screenshot of the game before. Got to the end. I went, oh yeah, I should download that and give it a go. And I did. So, I mean, the trailer did its job because I downloaded it.
Yeah.
So, good job, trailer. Yeah. Elden Ring story trailer. I loved how they had the Jeff Keighley. They had the little treasure box thing, whatever its official name is called. I can't remember.
We probably don't need to talk about this much. We can probably move on.
I actually don't think I need to talk about it much. I mean, it was it's only the most anticipated game of 2022 as voted by the Game Awards audience. But no, I thought it was a very cool trailer. It's a very story heavy. This is the most George R.R. Martin featured trailer. And I would say that because we know that George wrote the world's lore and it's like prominent characters and then handed that off and said, kind of go from here. This trailer is heavily setting up the backstory to the world you enter in the game, including these two major characters at the end of the trailer who have a battle and they die and, you know, warring factions and all this sort of stuff. Like this trailer seems the most, here's a very like quick rundown on everything George R.R. Martin created for this game and the lore he's given us. And this is the world you're going to enter and what's sort of going on. So I think it's a very cool trailer. Obviously, I'm excited for the game, but I mean, even Ash, come on, like even like you're excited for the game, whatever. Think it was a cool trailer?
I kind of zoned out.
You fucking.
It was a very long
shit.
game. It was a very long award show, and you stuck this right at the very end. This very wordy trailer at the very end.
It was a cool trailer. What do you think of the trailer, Kieran?
It was a cool trailer. I will agree with Ashley a bit that it's a very heavy trailer to have this late in a several-hour show.
No attention span these days, you know what I mean? Back in my day, we'd watch 20-hour Game Award shows and we wouldn't blink an eye. Right?
No, I'm pretty sure you didn't have any Game Award shows. So.
Yeah. I was going to say there was no Game Award shows.
Back when I was a boy.
Yeah, you know what trailers you would get?
Yeah, I would. Lair for
cool spot.
Lair for PS3. Using the motion controls of that classic controller.
You would have gotten the trailer for Bayonetta 3. That's the trailer you would have gotten.
Fuck, I wish I did. There was actually there was Bayonetta 3 in the Game Awards. I'd like to point out. It didn't get an official trailer, but there was Bayonetta 3 footage featured at some point in the Game Awards during a indie highlight, Nintendo highlight reel of games that are coming in 2022. They said, these are the games coming in 2022. Bayonetta was included there. Confirmation, the game is still coming next year. Please and thank you. Shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. I'm moving on to the next thing.
Sorry, guys. Just if you couldn't hear Dylan over the sounds of his copium machine,
what the fuck's my? So then we got to the end of the show, and we got fuck. I just want to mention something before because it was somewhere around here, but I forgot where it is. And there's actually some more stuff after this, but
there's a whole bunch of.
I'm just doing it in order. It's fine. We'll talk about it now. But while I remember before I forget, the performance by Imagine Dragons.
Yes.
I actually loved it. So I don't like Imagine Dragons. I don't really like their music or whatever. I don't like hate them as a band or anything. Like it's nothing personal. I just don't really vibe with their music. Obviously that song from Arcane. Awesome. Sort of probably like
Shout out to Sting as well.
Probably like it. Sting was fine. I'd rate this higher. But I was also super into it because I got to see Darren Korb up there like getting his rock star out. And I was feeling like sort of like I don't know him, but it was like sort of that thing where you see like a friend doing like succeeding and doing something they've probably dreamt about.
Parasocial Andy over here.
But you know what I mean? Like, so he's up there, he's fucking rocking out, whatever. I was kind of like, go you, man. Like, yeah. Good for you.
They play some sort of Bastion song at the start.
Yeah, they played like a Bastion song at the start, and then they go into the Arcane song. That was my favorite performance. If I had to pick one from the show, that was it. The Imagine Dragons one.
Can I say, right, was this half of the video game awards tonight, like how many times can we mention Arcane without actually mentioning Arcane? Because
Jeff obviously wanted to give it an award, but then he realized it's a games award show and that was an anime. So
it's like, freak.
He's like, fuck, how do I do that?
Next year. He's like, next year.
Best anime based on a video game.
Best game-related media. Yeah.
Proudly sponsored by Netflix.
Hedgehog, Arcane. It's not problematic at all.
It's fine.
Nominations are
Imagine Dragons. They're in popular pop culture at the moment.
Sure.
Mentioned everywhere.
Yeah, so then we got the The Matrix stuff is next on the list here. The last thing they showed during the show. This was awesome. Keanu just up there having Keanu's always a vibe, eh? Keanu's always a vibe. Carrie Moss, great to see her as well. Shot well, put
she
together.
looked very kind of confused while Keanu's doing
she was
Keanu
like,
things.
yeah, I'm here to do a press event. Keanu's like, yeah, I'm at the Game Awards.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
I feel like sometimes Keanu just remembers that he has hands and he needs to do something with them.
That shot where it's a close up on Carrie Ann's face or whatever, and like Keanu's like still shaking his hands around, like being like Demetrix or whatever. And you just every now and then see it come across her face or whatever, which was quite funny. But yeah, they played a clip for the Matrix Resurrections. I was like, whoa, this is a pretty like heavy clip considering they literally, I don't want to drive too big into the movie, but they like walk into a room where fucking Morpheus is sitting there literally like playing the Matrix on Blu-ray apparently. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch Matrix Resurrections.
Wait, because I haven't paid attention to Matrix Resurrection, this is news. Is that character Morpheus?
Yeah, you're fucking so out of loop if this is the first time you're hearing
I
this.
really
You're
am.
so out of
No
loop.
idea.
Now, Kieran, if you want to do a rewatch prior to watching The Matrix and hear us discuss elements.
Wait, we're doing a podcast about when's our recording?
Hot in here.
Guys, I haven't watched them yet because I've been excited to do the recording sessions and I didn't want to.
If we didn't do it with Kieran, who did we do it with?
It was another guy. He sounded
Wait,
British.
did you get another white guy with brown hair and glasses?
You all look the same.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No, but seriously.
Yeah, you can go over to What Do You Want to Watch and check out The Road to The Matrix Resurrections with Take My Tone, Simon Blackburn.
Oh! The first episode's up now. As of this will be up probably Saturday.
There's already an episode.
Yeah, well, the movie comes out on Boxing Day. Sorry,
Boxing Day.
So yeah, if you want to do a Matrix rewatch, Kieran or anyone else, go watch one.
Now's
a week.
the best time.
Time.
One a week.
One week. I'm getting hype. Good times. But yeah, that clip was good. So that was cool. Shout out to that. And then they announced Matrix Awakens, which they'd pre-announced ahead of the show. It's built on Unreal Engine 5, which isn't technically the first thing at this stage because apparently the latest Fortnite update is actually running on Unreal Engine 5 now. Apparently, I think is what I was reading. So, but either way, it's one of the first Unreal Engine 5 things that we have available to play. I have it downloading. I'm presuming it's finished while we've been recording this podcast. I'm probably going to play it after this.
72%.
Very good. I don't think it's that long. I think it's like 10, 15 minutes or something like that. It's from what I've gathered online, which is fine.
25 gigs.
It's free.
It legit looked like an arcade game. Like it looked like Time Crisis.
It's fine. It's a tech demo for Unreal Engine in collaboration with Warner Brothers to promote their film, which is fine. I'm totally down for it. I'm downloading it, play it, enjoy it. I mean, but I'm also pretty hyped for the Matrix Resurrections because I've just watched all of the movies again.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to watch? Listen to the podcast. Yeah. So I'm very keen for the Matrix movie. So I'm keen to play this. Disappointed it's not Enter the Matrix 2, but you never know. Maybe next year if the franchise takes off again, that'll be awesome. But yeah, keen to play this. Keanu, Carrie Ann Moss were great to watch on screen, I guess. I enjoyed seeing them together, so that's cool. All right, so that's how the show ended. Well, as far as announcements, obviously they did Game of the Year after that. Neil Druckmann came out and announced all that sort of stuff. But so because it's a PC Gamer article, I assume the person did that, and then they were like, "Fuck, I missed some stuff." So they've got some stuff to play. So let's go through this.
Yeah.
So Arc Raiders. It's a new game. This was the second last thing announced, interestingly. And I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, why is this a random game I've never heard of?"
I thought it was Starfield for a very long period.
Well, it has a similar, like, sort of colored logo, actually, which is interesting. But so it says Arc Raiders is a cooperative, free-to-play, third-person shooter where you and a squad of raiders unite to resist the onslaught of Arc, a ruthless, mechanized threat descending from space. Releasing in 2022 on PC through Epic and Steam on NVIDIA GeForce Now's game streaming service, as well as PlayStation 5 and Xbox XS consoles. This looks fucking the shit. This looks cool. I was like watching this whole thing. I'm like, this looks pretty fucking good. And then that moment at the end where they like launch themselves over that robot thing or whatever they're fighting, and he like goes over and like throws a grenade down or whatever. I'm like, hype, let's go. Free to play. No reason not to jump in as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I thought this looked cool. Maybe it turns out to be not as cool as it looked, but I'm definitely keen to find out more about this one. How do you feel, Ash?
Yeah, again, this was towards the end, so it was kind of waning, but yeah, it looks interesting. And knowing it's kind of free to play and that kind of stuff, definitely going to give it a chance.
Free to play?
Is free to play.
Probably has microtransactions, so
yeah. I mean,
you're fighting
kind of
Ghost
free
in the
is
Shell
probably
spider
the correct
monsters,
term.
so
Yeah,
that's what all they remind me of. Ghost in the Shell, you know that anime, like, Kieran?
I don't know the anime. I know the Scarlett Johansson.
No, we don't talk about that.
Popular hit movie that it was based on.
What do you think of this, Kieran?
Yeah, I'm very much the same opinion as Ash. It looks cool. There is free to play is a great way of getting people involved, and having this being a very strong showing for your game is the kind of best way to follow that up. So, exciting to see how this game turns out and kind of how it moves forward.
Yeah. Speaking of free to play,
look at this moment, video viewers. Though, look, I've lined it up. I can't move forward for video viewers of the podcast. Let's just watch for a moment. This motherfucker is about to launch. I'm all about this shit. This thing looks exactly like a Ghost in the Shell monster. They fucking pull rope it down like it's out of Empire Strikes Back, and then boom, straight in the fucking face. All right.
I do like that they cut, because that guy was like flying to his impending doom.
It's fine.
Like, he is exploding the thing he's about to land
It's
on.
fine. It's perfectly fine. He's fine. PUBG goes free. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is going free to play in January, not straight away, because they want to see if they get more money. I don't know how this hasn't happened ages ago, but anyway, it's a thing now.
yeah.
I would also presume a lot of people probably saw this announcement and went, wait, it wasn't free all along?
Yeah, it wasn't free?
No, it was costing them all money.
Did they also show arcane characters are coming to free PUBG? Is this one? There was definitely an ad for arcane characters in the game.
It was PUBG.
Was it?
There was a scene with PUBG where all of a sudden the four main characters from Arcane were stood in a square diving after an ether crystal. And that was all that was mentioned of it in the fucking trailer, and I was very confused.
Look, I missed that. Maybe I blinked. I don't know. Oh no, yeah, no, it was this, wasn't it? No, it's right. I remember this. Yep, no, it's right. But yeah, free to play, I guess, if you want to play a battle royale that's not as good as a bunch of other battle royales. I feel sums that up about right. So, Lost Ark launch reveal trailer. So this is what genre is this? MMO. Sorry, it's an MMO. If you don't play Final Fantasy like Kieran and you want one that is a fantasy game with, I don't know, horror elements or something. I don't know. Kieran, did you see this thing? What?
He's already committed.
Yeah, he's already committed. He's in a committed relationship. It's fine. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming to Steam, PlayStation, and stuff. I think early next year. This was obviously a PS3. Yeah, PS3 game. The story takes place after Persona 4 originally. Canon apparently. I never played this. I would actually like to play it for the story, so. But I just wouldn't buy it for that because I'm just not going to get my use out of it. But I would like to play it for the story. But yeah, cool trailer though. They got Teddy voice actor to record all those lines where it's like, "It's coming to PlayStation" and all this sort of stuff. Thirsty Suitors. This was an interesting one. So this is from Outer Loop Games, which is the developer that did Falcon Age, which is the interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, right? That's as soon as it come up.
Actually, I think I did. I think I've seen a video of them like prior, like maybe this was like on a monitor or something in the background or something. But yeah,
as soon as it said Outer Loop, I was like, wait, sure. But yeah, this is I don't know, Scott Pilgrim combined with stuff. I don't know, like
it's Scott Pilgrim if you're playing as Mary-Kate Winslet.
No,
but she's Indian.
Well, yeah,
if you're playing as Ramona, but she's Indian.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, and you're like, it's also got like Jet Set Rider elements in it. I don't. It looks like a lot, to be honest. And I don't even mean in a bad way. Like there's a lot of shit going on in here.
There's a lot, and I'm all for it.
me too.
Look, this whole cooking scene that's currently playing on the video version was like, holy fuck, what is this game? This looks amazing.
I feel like obviously there's a lot of so the cultural inspiration stuff is, I think it's like turned up to 11 on purpose, which is like, even at the start you can tell that there's like sort of I would presume an in-joke, it's like just woke up and the mum's like da 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 da, that like it sort of plays out like I feel like that's sort of meant to be a joke there.
Is it though?
Is it not? No.
No.
I don't know. I assumed it was meant to be funny. Was it supposed to be sad? I don't know. Yeah, definitely looks like a lot. I'm intrigued. I think it's interesting. It's coming from Adloop. Which is such an interesting thing. Annapurna Interactive publishing it, of course.
Yeah.
They just publish lots of weird shit, so that's sort of their vibe these days. Keen to learn more. Synced Off Planet Cinematic. I forgot that this was a game. They did announce this a while back. I can't remember when. Don't particularly care about this. Did anyone care about this?
I don't even remember it.
Fair enough. All right, now the moment of the show. Let me tell you about it right now. They did.
When this happened, I thought, man, Dylan's going to be so happy. I almost messaged you like, you're going to be so excited.
I'm not even joking. So, I don't know, man. Like, I really, like, the Hellblade, maybe my favorite game child. I was like, if this rejuvenated my energy about halfway through. So, obviously, if you don't know what we're talking about, so this is Doc V or however you're supposed to say that game, which we have talked about on Aka Couch before. I did bring it up last time when it was announced because I was like, this game looks fucking wild, and that song was a banger. And I've had it on Spotify. I found it on Spotify. You got to make sure you look up the remix, right? So there's a couple of versions for people listening at home. You can find Rockstar. There's an original one which is a bit more mellow, like it's just the original sort of K-pop, J-pop, whatever. Song, and it's okay, but you want the Rockstar remix, which is one they have in this, which has got that like sort of dubstep remix into it. That's the jam right here. Anyway, so this is a whole music video for it. It's fucking, I'm so glad they played the entire thing because I was just mesmerized. I don't think I blinked. I was just like, I want to learn this dance. I can learn this dance, right? Maybe this is the time I become a secret like TikTok dancer or something like that. I can get in. I can learn the routine. It doesn't look that hard. It's pretty simple. It's only some arm movements. I'm totally into it. Wait, this is for a video game.
Will it's a bunch of kids dancing to it, so it can't be that difficult.
Is it not a bop though? Tell me it's not.
It is a bop. It is a bop. It was a bop the first time it was played during the big trailer reveal.
I think it was Opening Night Live. I think. Which would make sense.
Yes, and now this, I don't know if it pushes the game forward, but it definitely makes you remember the song.
Well, put it this way. If they had just shown the game, I would have been like, this looks wild. I kind of want to play this. But if I never had the time, probably would possibly just let it slip by me. This song solidifies that I need to check this game out. Because if there's a moment in the game where I can trigger this song in-game, and I don't make that happen in my life before I die, then have I ever truly lived?
I think you have, yes.
Some would say yes, like you.
Some would say no.
Some would say no, you know what I mean? Like, and who's to say?
Who was correct? I guess we won't know.
We'll never know, you know?
Until the end.
Who's making the rules around here? Anyway, what a bop. Rockstar. Moment of the show. Fuck it. Babylon's Fall. Fuck off. Just put Bayonetta out, you cunts.
Yes! More Platinum games. That's what we want.
Let's go, Platinum Games. Put out fucking more stuff before Bayonetta 3.
You know what's funny? We got a release date.
Let me tell you.
They chose to put
right now
this at the Video Game Awards over Bayonetta 3.
The week Bayonetta 3 comes out, I'm not doing this show. It just ain't happening.
No, you are. No, you have to.
I'm not coming on here and doing a fucking podcast where it's just a meme where I'm like, man, love this game. And it's like just a fucking hour. I need to go like do a separate podcast. Like I'll be like, I'm taking a week off this podcast. I'll like tweet out. I'm like, who actually likes Bayonetta and wants to have me on a podcast and appreciate my talents?
Ash, no. Use it as a chance to turn the unwashed masses. To turn us around to it.
Yeah. But yeah, Babylon Falls coming out March 3rd.
Get out of the way.
Actually, the most impressive gameplay footage I think we've seen so far.
Get it out the door and out of the way, you know what I mean?
It looks fun. It looks like it'll be a good time.
Look, Platinum Games, if you take the time you need with this game. Like, if you look at it and go, you know what, need to push it back slightly and everything else we're working on to accommodate that, you do that, guys. You
Or
get
if
this game.
It could be a massive hit, and they're like, "Shit, we need to get Babylon Falls 2 out as quickly as possible."
Let me. So
You
I
know
don't know
what?
if you
Stop everything else.
I don't know how aware you are with the like what's happening with Babylon's Fall. They had like a beta thing like at some point a couple months back. It was
Massive, crowd's favorite.
It was terrible by all
Not
accounts.
well received.
Like I don't mean like a few people like, oh, this is kind of like rough. I mean, everyone was like, this thing is garbage. So the fact that it's coming out relatively soon, I think is quite surprising considering the reaction to the beta. Because, it's not like a beta where they're like, yes, that is some negative criticism. However, that is something we can fix prior to launch. But you like this? Cool. It was, all of this is not good. And what part do you like? None of it. Like, point to where it's okay. Over there, behind to where Bayonetta 3 is where it's okay. Like,
No. Before Bayonetta 3 happens, beforehand, we've really got to go through it. And guys, if you need to do some extra development,
that's a problem.
You know what needs to be
they
moved.
probably do
for
fucking
that
need to do extra
That
development.
out. Do an Astral Chain 2. Finish
Damn.
Scalebound.
My
Damn,
Scalebound
there we
was
go.
cancelled. Don't even fucking. What's the next
It's
game?
been revived.
Planet of Lana or Lena. I'm not sure how we're saying it, but we're saying it. This is a puzzle adventure game. This is a descriptor to describe it. I mean, I didn't really need to say that. That's what descriptor means. The looks cool. Like the art style, like the music. Don't really know what's going on. Mechanical creatures. It's like some spider thing they're riding on. I like the trailer. I would like to play this. I'm keen. Just don't know what it's about. If you were like, Dylan, why do you want to play this game? I'd be like, because this trailer looks cool. What's it about? Oh, fuck if I know. That's why.
More sand.
Sand creatures, yeah. Play some sand shit. Love that. And then last one, right? Oh, where's my fucking browser go? Little Death. So, or Have a Nice Death. So, this is going to sound really mean. I don't know if you had a similar thought to me, Ash, because I know Karen definitely would have. But, so I'm watching this trailer, and I go, man, little Metroidvania type thing, is it? Where you play as a little cute death character, eh?
Yeah.
There was a game I was excited about at one point by an Australian developer. And I don't want to name names. But it came out, and I was a little bit disappointed in it. And I didn't give it the most favorable review, which is fine. Nothing against people that made it. However, I don't know if it's bad or good that watching this, I went, oof, this looks so much better than that game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. But this looks good. I would really like to play this. This does look really good. Like, the animations look great. Art style looks fantastic. I don't know if it's the fights are cool. There's a combination of magic and whatever else. I'm down for it. I'm keen for this. What do you think of this, Ash?
Yeah, this is good. Like, yeah, it just the combat and everything and all the numbers popping up. It just looks like it'll be a lot of fun to fight through. But I guess you're playing as Death, so how do you die or don't you die? It's like you got God mode on the entire time.
I guess you get knocked out like Pokemon.
Maybe.
No? That's how it works, right? They faint. It comes up and says Death fainted, and you have to restart from the last checkpoint. Easy. I'm a game developer, everyone. I've solved my first developmental problem. It's fine. Yeah, this looks keen. I'm keen for that. Look good. All right, that is the last trailer on this list. If PC Gamers missed any.
Yep.
Okay, now it's time to go through the ads, and we review the ads and give it to you.
I'm going to be completely. I fast forward most ads because
Shout out to Dave and Gator.
Who?
Gator.
Who?
Dave and Gator. Little Dicky and Gator.
Oh, that was actually a cool ad.
So-
That was actually a good ad.
PC Game Pass.
I rate that.
Now thing.
I rate that ad.
Yeah, it's all the money they're getting from Game Pass. They can splash out a little bit on their ads.
That was a pretty funny ad though. I like the part.
Yeah.
It was a great ad.
I like how they.
I love when the 100 Thieves are
I
there.
like how Dave
It's
shut
like-
100 Thieves up. He's like, "All right, you're done talking now." It was a big man. So no, that was a good ad. That was one of those sort of like riding the thin line between being a little bit too playing 4-4 breaking type thing, but no, I rate that one. Anything I missed? Anything come up while we've been talking? Overall, any trailers, game moments, things that you want to mention? No. Yeah.
No.
It takes more than 2 to make a game of the year. Okay, guys, just remember that.
Would you say it takes more than 2 to make a thing go right?
It takes 2 to make it out of sight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poets and you don't know. Good
Yeah. I love Simu, but I don't think that was his best performance.
No. Oh, that was rough. That was actually cringe. That was a cringe thing. I don't know what that was. That was very...
Which bit?
Kept... Oh, Halo! Oh, Master Chief! Oh, sorry. I was distracted by that. Oh, I just sort of... Oh, sorry. Let me do the same thing. Oh, the same joke's continuing for 10 times for some fucking reason. Yeah, that part.
Actually, that does remind me, the other end of the scale. The Amanda Waller monologue section bit, I was like, some good shit.
That was alright because it didn't last. It didn't go for too long where you're like,
no.
And fuck off. You were like, this is fine. That was funny.
Even though I don't know the actress's name, but she is in so many fucking games now. I think she was in the Forspoken trailer, straight after the Suicide Squad one. I was like, fuck no.
Also, shout out to her when Reggie came out, and he's like, "Is this the 8th one now?" And you just, I like how you could hear Jeff from literally across the stage or whatever, just say, "It is Reggie, I'm the biggest fan." Thought that was quite funny.
So they brought the pot thing out.
Yeah, the pot thing out.
To do the Elden Ring thing.
That was good. There was some good bits. There was no weird chef things this year. So.
No, all the Muppets are in quarantine apparently.
Oh, that's fair.
I was going to say no Muppets. Disappointing.
There was no Jeff Keighley tie-in, which is the thing I'm most disappointed about.
Yeah. What would your trailer, just to round up, I guess, what would be, Ash, what's your favourite bit or moment? And then off the top of your head, and what would be your favourite game trailer, do you reckon? Just whatever comes to your head first. No one's going to kill you if you change this in a week from now.
I don't know. Maybe it is, It Takes 2 winning because it was so shocking and surprising.
Yeah, it's a fair
Joseph
answer.
Saris was so happy.
Last time I was here, I was saying fuck the Oscars. Well, fuck the Oscars. I mean, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Karen, what do you got?
I think my favorite moment was the Imagine Dragons performance. I liked that kind of throwback to Supergiant, but then also the slide into their own song in Arcane I kind of laughed at that at the time. But it was overall a good performance. Actually, Forspoken was my favorite trailer. I'm really excited for that game, and I really like how the trailer's presenting it. If
I can pick Dokeve or whatever as a trailer, then I would pick that. Or else I would pick Senua's Saga as an actual game trailer. And then moment would be the Imagine Dragons performance, because I did really, really like that. That's it. All right. That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. I'm probably going to post this on Saturday. Obviously, we're finishing up on Friday night. So, yeah, whenever you listen to this on Saturday, there's an episode.
I know we said we didn't enjoy the show, but we still talked about it for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I think last year we talked about it for 3 hours, so we probably liked it less. Episode will be up on Monday. So, yeah, I know we pushed this week's, but just so in case anyone's out, episode's out Monday.
What are we going to talk about?
On Monday, we'll be talking about our most anticipated games of 2021. And then if you listen to that one, you'll hear at the start me do the spiel about what's happening for the end of the year. So I will not do that now. But most importantly,
I'm really looking forward to
our game of the year and our game awards are coming out. So make sure when they're up in a couple weeks, no, it's a month from now. It's 3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, whatever it is. Early January, our game of the year stuff will be announced. So make sure you keep your eye peeled for that, because that's more important than these Jeff Keighley awards.
I'm really excited to see how the Game Awards affects our predictions on Monday. It should really have a decent impact.
I don't think it'll have any impact.
None at all, as if, okay, fair enough.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine.
It'll be almost like we recorded it before we did this.
It's almost like in that podcast.
Because we are so unaffected by these Game Awards.
It's not really a good joke, because I literally mentioned in that podcast we're recording it prior to this. So it doesn't really...
But now we're mentioning it and making a joke out of it before they've heard you do that. So
maybe it doesn't work as much then. I don't know.
The bit's
bit's
alive
alive.
again.
Well, of course, people go back and listen to that episode. Is there anything that you would put in that episode now?
No.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it
change
changes
much at all.
anything. Like Hellblade still doesn't get a release date, so obviously that's still I can't add that because it still doesn't have a 2022 release date. So other than that, no, I don't think like there's anything change.
That would have been the biggest slap in the face for me because I think I made a point towards the end of the episode of being like, it's okay because that game's not coming out next year. When I started watching the trailer, I was like, motherfuckers, if you guys announce a date for next year, I'm going to be mad.
A couple things I
so many
things I put in my list get solid release dates during the show, which is good. But that's just confirmation that I can play the next year, which is good. So anyway, thank you for listening or watching the show. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. You can join our Discord, talk to us about the Game Awards or whatever over there, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. If you like this and want to support us and making sure articles that cover all the trailers in the correct order, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support where you can take you to a Ko-fi page there. You can donate.
Be sure to give Dylan have enough money for Dylan to take the day off next year.
Yeah, so give me enough to cover a day off work and then I'll make sure I get the correct article up. You know, that's what's important in the world. It's important to us, that's for sure. I don't know if it's important to you. It's definitely important to you. And until Monday, where we'll be talking about most anticipated games for next year, 2022. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, I can say that because I'm going to release this on the weekend, which is weird. But yeah, enjoy your weekend. Bye. Hey, don't forget you can subscribe to the show wherever you're currently listening, and you can drop a review if you can. Find more great shows like this and more content over at explosionnetwork.com. And please consider supporting us for as little as $1 over on our Ko-fi page by heading to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thanks for listening.